Yo, fam, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that download. Giddy up.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. This is Fan Friday, only on A2D Radio. And that's fun. I love when my mouse does that. How many weeks in a row is the mouse? Are we going to have mouse games on Fan Friday? Fan Friday, only on A2D Radio. We are brought to you by Body Check Wellness, and you can use promo code A2D. Get yourself 20% off at checkout. That's bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 20% off at checkout. There's the clarity and focus. Money, telling you, go get 20% off. Get your clarity and focus. Lock in. It'll be a lot better than, I'll tell you, it's a lot better than this mouse. A lot better than this mouse. Tom Arnone, Jake Friel, Pete Young, the family out there joining us. We'll have call-ins later on in the show. We'll do some March Madness live reactions. You have some games going on right now. Syracuse, San Diego State, Rutgers, Clemson, and Nova tips off at 10:10. So we'll get in a little bit of that. Sixers trade deadline speculation, because there's rumors. Is it worth it? Is it not? I've saw so many names over just the last 48 hours. It's actually crazy. Like that, this many people write about this many names is mind-boggling. Like, how does this guy think this name? This guy, it's almost too much. It's overkill. But what else? What more overkill than the Philadelphia Eagles, though? And that ties into our main topic at hand. And that's going to be a little side dish to Deshaun Watson. And Eagles got themselves a new safety, and that's Anthony Harris. And that ties into our poll question, brought to you by by our doc. Make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them right there on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Our poll with Anthony Harris. I don't know why I said that, Anthony Harris. Anthony Harris will end up being a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where you can find us live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download, join the conversation. What do you think of the move, family? Chime in the comments. We'll get to them. We're going to read them off, and we're going to read a ton of them off since it's Fan Friday. It's what we're here to do, baby. I'll say this, and it's just going to get people got to listen to what I'm saying. I'll disagree as of right now. And I don't mean the player. Okay? Because I think the player will end up being a good move for the Philadelphia Eagles. Because Anthony Harris can play. All right? There's no running from that. All right? Football finds his hands. I like guys, the football finds their hands, and they don't mind tackling. They're two guys I want. Right? Especially in my secondary that I've needed, because I have nobody who can take the football away. We led the league in sacks last year, but we can't take the football away. That's mind-boggling. Think about that. Mind-boggling. You can't take the football away, but all you do is get after the quarterback? How's that add up? It doesn't add up at all, and I've watched football a long time. One should equal the other. So, yes, Anthony Harris, the player, really good signing. But do I believe it'll end up being a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles in terms of just him? I have to see what else they do. Because right now, they're just Band-Aiding stuff for 1 year, and that's fine. But where does that leave us next year for an organization that doesn't draft safety well? Right? So you still have a lot of holes to fill come draft night and the following draft. You're still going to have a lot of holes to fill. Right? So what do you add around them? Like we talked about before we came on, if you add an Adoree Jackson, a Fuller, etc., right, then you're feeling a lot better about it. And you're saying, okay, for 1 year, our defense can look good, right? Then you're saying, sure, it's a good move. But right now, it's a good move, but we don't know who that other corner is going to be, right? We don't know if that other corner is going to come through the draft or if it is going to be an Adoree or a Fuller, right? We don't know that yet. That's up in the air. What we do know is, okay, you have two veterans back there in Harris and Slay. That looks better, right, until Rodney comes back. And if Rodney comes back healthy, then you can say you have three veterans you like back there, right? So we can all agree there. But you still have another hole there. You have holes at linebacker. So unless you go fill the other corner spot with a legit playmaker too, I'm going to disagree to it because I don't want to agree to anything with them right now. I don't want to agree with any. They got to go prove it to me that they can put a roster together again, right? So how do I know this is going to be a good move when I got a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie defensive coordinator? How do I know that this is going to end up being a good move? Besides, I know the player can play, but a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles. A good move in terms of what? We go from 4 wins to 5 right now because we still have so many unknowns in March, right? So what does it do? What does it jump us? How far does it jump us? It makes us better defensively. We look a little better. I trust it a little bit more. I trust him and Slay, like I said right now. But I got to see Avonte Maddox play the slot again for me to trust it again. Right? I have to see that again and show he can hold up for a full season. Who's my other corner going to be? So right now, it's a Band-Aid. It's a good player. It doesn't move the needle for me. The transition to me, that me still wanting to win football games. Because I don't at the end of the day, I hate tanking. I'm trying to hit on 6, right? I'm trying to hit on 37. I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to get stars. So if all that stuff comes to fruition and my quarterback can play, right, then I'll say agree. Then it's a good move. Can I score points? Right? There's too many question marks for anything to be agree when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles in a positive light right now, even if it is a good player. Now, you go get me, I said, you go get me Adoree, you go get me Fuller, then I'm saying, okay, then I'm starting to agree with stuff. Because then I see a direction that a secondary has a lot of players in it. A lot of guys who can play at a high level. And then that will make me confident knowing that I have a front four that can go and get the quarterback. So then I'm starting to think, okay, if you got me Adoree Jackson or Fuller, right, I can maybe make the argument that this is the best defense in the NFC East. In the NFC East, if you did that, right? And address the linebacker situation somehow at middle linebacker, right? Like besides TJ Edwards, like give me an upgrade besides TJ Edwards. And then maybe I can make the case that this would be the best defense in the NFC East. Right now, it's not. Right now, it's not. Maybe second, maybe third, maybe fourth. Who knows? Right? Because all the defenses can play. Dallas has a lot of talent, doesn't get it done. Right? Giants play gritty, find ways to get it done. All right. And Washington has a really good front. But besides that, they got question marks. So you go get another veteran that can play on the outside. Then I'm starting to say agree to things. Right, guys? Fair. But right now, I have question marks offensively. So, okay, then go give me a defense that doesn't have question marks. Then go assemble me a defense on a bunch of one-year deals like everybody's doing. Okay, and go assemble me a defense. But I disagree for 1 year. Like, if you told me Anthony Harris for 3 years, then I'm saying it could end up being a good move. Because I think we have a better chance to win in 2022. But that can change, by June. I can feel different about this roster by June, right? And I think we all can. I think everybody out there can. But right now, I'm not saying anything's a great. They got to show me more. It's ROE. People say patience. I get it. We don't have cap. We don't have cap room. So in terms of that, it feels good. Yeah, we got a player who can play. But it's 1 year. We didn't steal them. I see people saying we stole them. We didn't steal them. We got them for 1 year. It's not like we have a long-term deal with them. We have him for 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, okay, this is our strong safety in the future, right? This is our center fielder for the next 4 years, and we can win games. Like, yes, do I want to win games next year, guys? Absolutely. But you have to show me, you have to give me a little bit more for me to have that kind of confidence. You have to give me a lot more, actually. Draft, and you have to probably give me 2 more players that I would say are Anthony Harris type players, right? That you can get on 1-year deals that make your football team better, right? Agreed? Then I'll start saying, okay, then we have a chance to win football games. Like, legitimately have a chance to win football games, right? Because we have plan. We have legit NFL, caliber players that can take the football away, etc. Get us create some turnovers, make life easy on your young quarterback, right? That's what you need. So until I see what the draft is and what they finished doing in free agency, if anything, I'm going to hold out on agreeing to anything, and that's where I'll leave it. But Anthony Harris is the player, is a damn good football player. Football finds his hands, good cover guy. You see him matched up on wide receivers at times. I don't love that watching him, but he's a guy who can hold up in them situations, and he likes to tackle, and he makes open field tackles. And at the end of the day, you win football games if your secondary can take the football away and can tackle in space. And it's as simple as that. Everybody out there, let us know. What do you say about the move? Will it end up being a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles? You agree or disagree to that? And I'm going to disagree because it's 1 year for everybody just join us. And what else? What else? Because right now I feel like I'm a 5-6 win football team. So I'm not going to agree to this moving the needle for 1 year. Boys, what do you say?
I mean, with me right now, if you're just looking at it as a 1-year deal, I mean, it's fine. I'm fine with it. He's coming off a career year as far as tackles go. The guy had 104 tackles last year. I mean, did he have interceptions last year? No, but he's a great cover guy. He has speed. He has potential. And obviously, he's shown he can actually catch the ball. It's on the defensive side, so he can get interceptions and cover very, very well. So that helps. But again, as far as the 1-year deals go, you're seeing players all over the league, especially veterans, take these 1-year deals. And that's also because of COVID and the league salary cap went down and stuff like that. And they'll get more money next year and the following year when the salary cap goes back up. So I think it's a Band-Aid. And like you said, Tom, it's a very good Band-Aid. But long term, could it turn into something good? Maybe, but it's all incumbent on if we re-sign him or not, and that's also incumbent on if he has a good year or not. So, again, I'm confident he'll have a good year, but at the same time, if I'm just looking at it just this year, I agree with the poll. Yeah, it's a good contract. It's a good signing. I'm perfectly fine with it. It improves your defense. It's not gonna make you one of the best defenses in the league, like you said earlier. If you get like an Adoree Jackson or a Kyle Fuller, then we might start having that conversation. But right now, it improves your defense. It doesn't make it like the best in the NFC East or anything like that, but it's a solid move. So I agree with the poll.
Pete?
I also agree with the poll. Like, obviously, like you're saying, like it's a Band-Aid, and we don't know what's going to come forward with this, but I got to look at the positives with it. It's a cheap 1-year, $5 million deal. He knows Gannon's system. He's a ball hawk. He's a tackling machine. In 2019, he was ranked Pro Football Focus's best safety. He led the league in interceptions. Obviously, he didn't have any last year, but a lot of his production last year had to do with their abysmal defense in Minnesota and the fact that they had really no pass rush. He brings a different type of player to this football team that is lacking good football players. And at the end of the day, Anthony Harris is a good football player. Now, like we discussed pre-show, if this leads to another move like a Kyle Fuller or a Adoree Jackson or even someone like a Casey Hayward to add to him to this defense, it changes things and it makes you feel a little bit better. But could something long-term happen with this? If he plays well enough, he could lead himself into an extension. He's still young enough. He's only, 30?
29. He turns 30 in October.
Okay, so, you know what I mean? Like, it could be a Band-Aid for now, or it could be a solid 1 to 2 year extension with the team. And, in a world of uncertainties that is on this football team, I'll take the small one that Anthony Harris, at the end of the day, is a good football player, and this team is surely lacking in that area. even if it's something as small as one guy playing safety.
You know what? That's what it's become here.
Yep.
I like Anthony Harris. I don't want to downplay that. But right now, there's still so many holes on this football team that it's hard to get excited over one guy. And for me to feel that much better of a football team. You know, now if you can air quote Band-Aid, right? 2 or 3 more of those types of players, right? And then I'm starting to feel like in this division, then I can compete. But again, everything when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be based off of at least their identity is going to be based off of who Jalen Hurts is.
Yep.
Right? That's what we have to wait to find out. Now that's unless they trick us all and they go quarterback at 6, right? Or they trick us all and they trade for a guy like Deshaun Watson, which we're going to talk about in a few. And I know there's a lot of off the field stuff happening.
Yep.
But that's the time you call. If you feel like you could do your homework on it as an organization and you feel like, you know what I mean? We'll talk about that in a few though. But yeah, I know Jay, he could have went anywhere for Jay said he couldn't went anywhere for $5 million. Absolutely. Okay, came here. I mean, maybe there's a handshake agreement on something longer, you know, for another 2 or 3 years after this. But I like the move, but I'm not going to be like it's a good move by the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, yeah, it's a good move, but I'm going to disagree to it until there's more, until I see more. Like, nothing's a good move by this organization until they start drafting well. Okay? And I'm going to personally know before I see these draft picks hit the football field at the NFL level. I'm going to know when those first 2 days are over if they got ball players or not. You guys are going to know if we got ball players or not. We're all going to sit here and know because we're going to be live if they reach on any of their picks. Because I said for the first 2 days, I should know everybody you're picking. Should know everybody you're picking. So we're going to know that. So by that point, after the draft is over, then we can really dig into what we feel like this team's going to look like. Okay? Because there is holes at linebacker. You can say there's 3 of them. Maybe 4. Okay? 4 holes at the linebacker position. If you want to say, if you want to say Edwards,
and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Davion Taylor, we saw him for a blink, and then
whatever he is.
Rashad Smith, Davion Taylor, Jannard Avery, they're moving to linebacker, which is a joke.
Alex Singleton,
Sean Bradley. I mean, that's a joke. But at least now in your secondary, you can say Rodney McLeod, okay, Anthony Harris, Darius Slay, right? And then hopefully Avante, like I said, can hold up in the slot because he's shown he can play the slot before. Well, now can you stay healthy? And that's going to be the biggest question when it comes to Avante. But I would, you're just a corner. You're a corner and another 1 year, $5 million linebacker per se in the middle. If you don't draft one the first 2 rounds that can play like immediately, away from being a really competitive defense inside this division. If you just want to stay inside the division, you become an extremely competitive defense because you have an identity getting after the quarterback that's already here. Now, can these guys coach? Right? Then it comes to can your defense coordinator coach? Which we'll find out. That's it. That's the unknown too, which we won't know right away. We're not going to know that right away. Can Nick Sirianni coach? We're not going to know that right away. So they're the things we're not going to know, when this roster's final, which was the biggest unknown just in the future for this football team. But all these moves do intrigue me because that kind of move tells me that, like, this is what's weird, right? And we're going to get to the comments. One sec. This is like almost telling me, like, you're in, but you're out. But you're in. but you're out. But you don't know where you really stand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this move does to me. Confuses me. Because where do they think they are?
Mm-hmm.
Because a move like this, are you? And we'll go to this after the comments. But are you setting yourself up for Deshaun Watson? Like, are you setting yourself up to try to win? Because you guys all just praised how good of a football player he is, and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And 95% of the chat agrees, right? Where are they at? Because they never, and we'll talk about it in 1 sec, so save it, because they never gave a shot of confidence to Jalen Hurts, saying he's their quarterback. Now, again, that's GM speak, coach speak, leading into a draft where you have the 6th pick. But still. So let's get to the comments. Remember that one. All right. Remember that one.
Okay.
We're going to get back to the Watson. We're going to get back to the Hurts conversation in 1 sec. The Philly Talk podcast. Appreciate
you.
Brother. In the super chat, he said, I agree. I had Spadaro on. He said, it's his last chance with this draft. Look forward to working with you, Tom and ATD. Great stuff here. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat. And it is his last chance. And for a guy like Dave to say that, who works for the football team, because Dave's in a tough spot. Like Dave can't be critical. He's in like when you work for the team, it's harder. Mm-hmm. So in his role, which he does a great job with, for him to say that tells you that everybody sort of knows, right? Everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody sort of knows. Sam, we'll get to that in a minute, okay? Colin says, Howie season. Back. Almost went to the closet. Worked his way out. And Bryce says, Juju didn't want to come here. Now, if you had me Harris and you got me Juju, then I'm feeling okay. Now, they tried to overpay per se Juju, but Juju betted on himself, okay? Mm-hmm. They tried reportedly, and I think that was a bullshit too because it comes out after the fact.
Yeah, I think his agent used us a little bit. They knew we were in terms for the Juju, because I've heard some people talking on this today that they know we're strapped for a wide receiver. They want his client to get paid, and they know Howie likes to overpay guys from time to time. So they came to us to try and get us to bite on it. And surprisingly, Howie, for whatever reason, did not bite.
He did not. Don says Juju took the 1-year deal because a lot of these guys are betting on themselves, Don, because of the big-time money that's coming. So
he's going to get a lot of targets in Pittsburgh. He already knows the system. He knows the quarterback, and you're going to get some nice numbers over there because they're not going to be a good football team this year.
Guaranteed him $20 million, and he thinks he can get $35 million guaranteed after the year, probably when everything goes up. CJ Lee. Thoughts on possible signing Jackson, who's coming in on Monday? Love it. Then you go give me a Jackson.
Please. Yes,
and
please.
I think a Dory Jackson right there, because of the way your secondary is built and your front, you're in the conversations for arguably the top 2 defenses in your division, which has some good defenses in it. You know what I mean? So I mean, you're getting better. I don't want to crown them. I don't want to crown them like, well, we're the big bad. You know what I mean? We're the best defense around. But you have 2 legitimate cornerbacks and 2 legitimate safeties. Okay. Like I'm feeling better. I'll be feeling better.
I'll take Adoree Jackson all day. Sorry to cut you off, Tom, but like the only issue, or not issue, but concern with Adoree Jackson that I have bringing him on is he was hurt last year. He spent most of the season last year on IR, which is a concern, and that's pretty much been the remedy for his entire career. But at the same time, when he's on the field, he plays well. He's a good player. Great speed, great ball skills, just great ability. And if he can stay healthy, he's a solid player. And I would love to have him here. I really would. Love to have him here.
Only 25.
Yeah, well said.
Is he only 25?
Yep, only 25.
Jesus.
I mean, I like the Dory at USC, so I mean.
So did I.
Yeah.
Like him and Desmond King were my crushes in that draft.
Yeah, Desmond King. That's another one.
I think he's Texans. I think 1 year, $3.5 million.
They're signing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have like 8 different running backs.
Trying to keep Deshaun Watson.
They just signed. What was it? Their running backs consist of Philip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, and
I forgot Philip Lindsay
and
went there.
who's the guy who used to be on the Cardinals a few years, David Johnson. And this was 2014.
Who they signed? They have David Johnson. Who else they signed?
Philip Lindsay.
David Johnson, Mark Ingram, and Philip Lindsay.
They signed all three of them guys?
Yep.
Well, I mean, they already had David Johnson, but they signed both.
Yeah, they signed Ingram and Philip Lindsay.
Ingram, they're both on a 1-year deal. Ingram and Johnson, Johnson. I'm sorry, Philip Lindsay.
I have no idea what they're doing.
After signing Harris, a ball hawk, signing a Dory will stamp our secondary.
I wouldn't say stamp it necessarily, but it definitely makes it definitely a solid secondary. But I'll say maybe a little outside the top 10. But again, I can't start handing out trophies and stuff like that until I see what the final product is on the field. It's a new defensive system, new defensive coach. You're going to have hiccups, but again, I mean the personnel's there. Yeah, absolutely, personnel's there for sure. But I have to wait and see as far as that goes.
I'm just excited about guys not being lined 20 yards off the line.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Real quick, over on YouTube, we got 97 people watching, 37 likes. Pound that like button. Help get us over 100 tonight. Bring in our Eagles family. Let's go. Would they still, that's the thing, Chris. Would they still sign? Would they still draft Surtain if they went a Dory? Maybe, maybe not.
I would.
Valentino said earlier, and I agreed with him. I'm excited about this pick, but I'd be more excited if we got Harris for at least a few years. And that was sort of my point. And I understand that guys are going to try to, bet on themselves right now, knowing there's going to be a lot more money next year. So I understand that side of it too. And
we'll see what happens.
TTP in the house. What's up, my brother? If Parsons falls past 12, I need Howard to find a way to finesse his way back into the first round. You know what Howard needs to do this year, TTP?
Draft a good player.
Well, you know what he needs to do though. He needs to go watch the movie Draft Day, and he needs to go find his Sonny Weaver. All right, he needs
great reference.
He needs to move, shake, and literally find. Like if it's not, you say TTP, you say find your way back in the first round for Najee Harris. Like I get cute. Like I either sit at 6, or if guys fall, right? Like then what I do is I trade out of the top, trade out of 6, right? Get other picks, right? And then work my way back, draft my first round pick, whoever it would be. All right. Let's just say they trade back and they get a Pitts or Surtain later, right? Just hypothetical. And then I would trade back into the first round again using what I just got. Okay. To then get Najee Harris. That's what I would do. That's what I would do because I have a quarterback who likes to run too. Yep. So if I can have two good running backs to go along with a running quarterback, I have an identity to be able to run the football. Now Jeffrey Lurie doesn't like running the football, so I don't know what's going to happen here because Mr. Lurie likes to throw the ball 50 times.
That's a good point too.
Like that's why it's going to tie into our next thing, and we'll get after the comments. And that's one Mr. Deshaun Watson. Ricky Gloin says Vontae Mack, no matter what. I mean, Vontae Mack sounds like he could play, right? Yeah, that's the other thing.
It's a good name.
Great name drop.
Appreciate it, Donovan.
Also, TTP, we haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since 1979, so I wouldn't hold my breath.
I knew it was 70-something.
Well, listen, you have to change.
You do. I just don't think this organization will anytime soon.
Well, if guys' jobs are on the line, they sure as hell will. Donovan, should we sign a running back or draft one because there's some good ones in free agency? Yes, and there's good ones in this draft. And it starts with the best one in this draft. And if you teamed Najee Harris up with Miles Sanders, your 1-2 punch, and you're downhill guy in Najee, and who can catch the ball in the backfield well too. All right, and Miles Sanders legitimately gives you home run hitters because Miles Sanders will take more balls, 50+ yards with Najee Harris here than he would without him.
Oh, no doubt.
I want everybody to understand
duo
because you're getting the thunder and lightning, and Najee can run. But Najee will put his foot in the ground. Miles won't. Najee will run you over. Miles won't. They're different runners. So that's not a shot at Miles. They're just different runners. Okay? So how can I help Miles? How can I get Miles 10, 12 carries out of the backfield, but another 5 to 8 touches, like 5 to 8 touches out of the backfield? right? Receiving. How do I find a way to get him 20 touches by being creative? Okay, that's what I want from Miles Sanders. And then do I have another running back who can run your middle linebacker over? Right, and that's what I need because that 1-2 combo to go along with Hurts, I actually get excited about this offense. Then, like I'm actually okay. It can be explosive. It can be explosive. If you came out of this first round with Chase and Najee, if you somehow came out of your first 2 picks with Chase and Najee, how many people are feeling a lot better about this offense?
Yeah.
How many people think, oh, well, you know what? This team may be able to compete in this division this year. That's how much a draft can change my mind. That's why I can't say anything agree on anything good until I see what this loser does. Because if this loser can't Sonny Weaver me, all right, Sonny Weaver, look, go watch that last play. Right? If you ain't watching that last play, Howie, we all watched the last plays already. I can walk you in to how you come out of this draft and legitimately say to yourself, oh, I could be a 10-win team. Just by doing what I said, right? 4, all right, hear me out. I'm not saying a Dory. I'm saying 4, and you come out of the draft with the guys I said, you can be a 10-11 win football team because of your division. Because of your division, you can be one.
Filthy. You
can be one.
Oh, my God.
Because 4 is better than a Dory right now.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Dory's not on the field enough to be at the level of 4. So,
He's
go Pete, Jake, you can give him money. You can back end money on it. Money kicking in big time next year. Pay him to what you think the cap's going to get to. You have a ton of money.
Disagreements on my end.
You have a ton of money anyway. So pay 4, a little bit extra, and get another guy to go with Darius Slay for the next 3 years. And now I can say, you know what? I can draft one in the second round and develop, or draft one in the third round, or draft one, in the second and one in the third because I have another pick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's ways that you can get better.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's a bunch of ways you can get better in the draft. And
we just have to determine whether or not how he's going to make them.
Yeah, well, again, that gets into the Deshaun Watson thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's just like I think really, Tom, not to switch topics, I just wanted to mention this. Like, I think that's what Howie's waiting for, to be honest with you, depending on how the visit goes with obviously Adoree and whether or not we sign Kyle Fuller or even think about bringing in Kyle Fuller, but because we don't even know what they're thinking for the draft. We have no clue, especially with Howie's press conference. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday. He didn't really commit to Jalen Hurts, which, again, it's GM talk, like you said, and take with it for what you will. But again, my only thing when it comes to Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni didn't draft him. It's not his guy. He doesn't necessarily have a connection to him. He didn't draft him or anything like that. So it's kind of like the relationship is already like, I'm not saying it's skewed or it's like a bad relationship or whatever, but he doesn't have a commitment to the guy. Howie does, obviously. And obviously Jeff does because Jeff made the pick. But if your GM isn't really like verbally committing to your quote unquote starting quarterback, tells me all I need to know. That tells me all I need to know.
Yeah,
when it comes to the idea or direction that they think that they are going, because I don't think they have an idea of where they're going. Well, they have no clue.
Jake, it could be that, or it could be 2 things. It could be they have no clue what they're doing. It could be a couple things. They have no clue what they're doing, or they're that good at playing coy because they think they know it's going to be Jalen, but they want to try to see if anybody wants to move up for that pick. Okay, or to tie into our next part of our Eagles talk, or they ain't done and they're going to go after a guy like Watson because they've already been rumored of picking up the phone and making that call, right? So where there's smoke, there's fire. So they've made the call. Now, all the extra stuff, I'm not going to speak on. I'm truly just not going to speak on. Right. I wasn't there. I'll let that process play itself out.
Yeah.
But I don't believe this guy's going to be suspended. Because, like, I'll just say this guy went from this guy just secretly was like a good quarterback, and he supposedly was one of the all-time. He's like a serial, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it. Because I guess he's not a rapist, so he's a serial whatever. And,
sexual assaulter.
Yeah, serial sexual assaulter. Like a serial. Like he's like, you know what I mean? Come on. I mean, maybe. I mean, I want I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to let that process play itself out.
Mm-hmm.
But I would absolutely be calling right now when his value would be the lowest and seeing if I can give a little bit more than that value. So you went from value having to give 3 first-round picks, okay, from the probably being able to pick up the phone and say, how about a 1, a couple 2s? You know what I mean? Maybe just 2 1s.
Oh, my God. I mean, you might have to throw Jalen Hurts in there too, obviously.
Well,
That's fine.
Yeah, you'd have to throw. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but just look at it. I mean, Deshaun Watson coming off his best year. He's only 25. He hasn't even entered his prime yet. He's not entering his prime for like another 2 years. So, and again, like Tom said, all the fields off the field stuff. I'm not going to speak on it either. It is what it is, and obviously, the justice system or whoever's handling it'll figure it out or whatever. Because I know his what do you call it? His representative or whatever spoke on it. He didn't say it was fake or whatever, but he's saying some people were probably trying to get money out of him, which could be the case. I'm not sure, but
Houston PD spoke up about it earlier today. I'm not sure if you saw.
Did they? Well, they have to do their whole investigation process.
Everybody's getting upset. Everybody, F. Watson. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Listen, I get that. I
get it. Yeah, sure.
This guy, like a week ago, nobody would have been saying F. Watson.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's real, fake, or different.
Right.
I'll say this.
You guys, I disagree with there's no picks left. You could probably get him for so much cheaper right now. You could probably walk away with giving him a first, Hurts, and a couple other picks. Like not first round picks, like a second, a third. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Wait,
especially with all the
you're all in it for five. Sorry, Jake, you're all in it for
no, you're good.
5-year fucking rebuilds, or you didn't have to win now. Who do you trust more? Freaking Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, you all sit out there and sit on your damn hands when you have an opportunity to get a 25-year-old franchise quarterback. You go get him. If he was 30, I'm not having a conversation. If he's 28, I'm not having the conversation. If he's 27, I'm probably not having the conversation. At 25, I am absolutely picking up that phone and seeing if I can get him for cheap. Now, am I giving up 3 firsts, Hurts? No, I don't think I go that far. Okay, I think that's too much. Right? Because I have a young quarterback who I want to see play this whole season. So, guys, if it's not Watson, I want the family out there to understand this. If it's not Watson, I want it to be Hurts because I want to see if he can play. So just hear me out on that. I'm just saying these guys don't come around often, and you can maybe get them for less than you would have ever been able to get them for. Ever? Like right this minute. Because the Texans don't know what's going to happen. So right this minute, you pull the trigger, boom. They signed Tyrod Taylor to $12 million. You don't sign backups to $12 million, guys. If you're not trying to move somebody. You understand that? You don't sign backups for $12 million unless you're trying to move somebody. That's how that works. So anybody out there that would tell me you wouldn't trade a first, Hurts, and a couple other picks outside the first round to the Texans right now for Deshaun Watson, you tell me I'm what's wrong with Eagles fans? Oh, what's wrong with Eagles fans? We want to sit on our damn hands? Jalen Reagor going to look a lot better with Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Dallas Goedert going to look better with Deshaun Watson. Miles Sanders going to look better with Deshaun Watson. I hate to break it to you, but Jalen Hurts right this minute, I don't know if we'll ever sniff Deshaun Watson's shock strap. So, come on, guys. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Don't give him 6 this year because you're giving him Hurts. So you give him one of next year's first. Hear me out. Now you're going to have another first next year from Indy. So you give him yours, okay? You're going to have Indy's because Carson's going to play. Now you have a first next year. You're not hurting yourself. Don't give him the first this year. That's why you're giving them the young quarterback. So you give him Hurts, right? Hurts this year is their pick. Maybe you give him maybe you give him your second this year, okay? Give him your second. Don't be a nerd out there, you nerds, okay? Don't be nerdish. You give him your second, next year's first, and then maybe next year's third, and then maybe another second down the line.
So
don't sit on your damn hands.
So run that trade by me one more time.
Okay. You don't give them 6 this year.
Okay, so we keep 6. All right.
You're giving them Hurts.
Okay.
You're giving your second round pick this year.
Okay.
Okay. Second round pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, you're giving them your first. All right. But you have a first from Indy coming.
Right.
And you're going to give them a third next year. And the following year, you're going to give them another 2. So you're giving me no other first round picks.
Oh, I don't even think I don't think twice about it. And I think
I got one for you.
No way, Tommy. No way, Jay. No way. No way.
Oh my God.
Guys, I love you, Jay. I love you. You're one of my guys. I love you in here. Listen, if you're watching this, get us over 100 likes. Come on. If not more on YouTube. I see there's like 150 people watching. Pound that like. Pound that like if it's Fly Eagles Fly. You don't have to agree with anything I'm goddamn saying. That's why it's Agree Disagree Radio. We're here to have fun. All right? We're here to have fun. But you ain't giving up that. This is where my family in chat gets me upset.
Wait a minute.
You all ain't giving up second round goddamn pick.
They're not cutting Deshaun Watson space. Come on, stop.
Are you serious? That's like
Stop
a
it. They're not cutting
$35
Deshaun
million
Watson.
cap hit.
Stop it.
All right, Tom, I got a scenario for you. I want to know if you pull this trigger. So they ask the second this year, both of the first next year, and the third, and Jalen Hurts. You do that for Watson?
Run that again.
A second this year, both first next year, and a third.
Okay.
And Jalen Hurts. You keep the 6.
I do it. Yeah, it's not even a question. And I think what the fam isn't understanding, or
I got a ton of money next year too, Jake. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So see ya. Well, because Indy's not a guaranteed first. So I'm giving you Indies that could be a first or a second. We don't know. So now, you know what I mean? So we don't know, Pete. I do that deal in a minute because you're sandwiching. You're not going years without first. You're just going 1 year without a first round pick.
I would do it, honestly, like the way I'm thinking.
Right, Jake,
no, you're good. But no, you're good. My only issue, and I get everyone's caught up in the moment. Everyone's reading the report. Oh, Deshaun Watson did this. Deshaun Watson did that. I don't know. I don't know if he did. I'm not saying he didn't. He may have. It could be people just accusing him to accuse him or whatever, or he's a scumbag and he did do it. And if he did, then it changes the conversation completely. But obviously, a lot of people are going off public perception and whatever, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's fine. But do you understand how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback? How long it takes? How long it takes to find a franchise quarterback? The Browns haven't even found a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's good. Don't get me wrong.
Watch him out. Watch him out for my
good.
Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect a franchise.
No. But again,
you were right, though, Jake. You were right. You're right.
It just takes it's such like a long process. If you can guarantee me for the potential trades that Tom proposed or Pete proposed, if I can get a young 25-year-old franchise quarterback who's coming off the best year of his career with absolute slop in Houston, and he did what he did in Houston with just, I'm not going to say garbage, but just below par talent.
Last year.
It's just amazing to me. And he, like I said earlier in the show, he hasn't even entered his prime yet. These athletes don't really enter their prime till like 27, 28. And again, maybe he is in his prime right now because he was wheeling and dealing last year with, like I said, slop. But
I don't think it's a pipe dream, though.
No, I don't think so either. And especially right now with these accusations, like everyone wants to live in the moment, and that's fine. The stock goes down. Like we talked about earlier, Tom, the stock goes down. Now, again, it's not going to be like, oh, the people will just give him offer a second for him. No, he's a highly talented quarterback who's going to covet at least 2 first-round picks, at least in my opinion. And probably without that,
like DeAndre for nothing. So
I mean, like that's a good point, Pete. That's a good point.
Was it a second and
it was second and David. It was a second and David Johnson, and how he didn't want to do it for a second. And I think I think it was just Miles Sanders straight up. I could be wrong.
DTP, our deal is more, and somebody else was saying it too. Right.
We're offering a future first, a second, a third, and Hurts.
Everybody's telling me it's like a pipe dream. What I'm trying to say to you. But listen, they are getting a quarterback that's a second-round quarterback. If they like Hurts, that they have control over for no money for a while, right? And that entices them right there, okay? And then
cheap and developmental.
DDP a week ago or 72 hours, 4 days ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're gonna have to give up a lot more than that. Okay, but right now you don't have to give up as much as that.
No.
All right.
Like I said, you'll still have to give up a good amount. But again, like you said, Tom, it's not going to be nearly what it was before all these allegations and accusations came out. Not even close.
Like Sonny Weaver says, a lot has changed in those short period of time.
Yeah. Pete, good reference. Way to go back to him. But I don't mind.
I love that movie.
I don't mind. I don't mind giving Hurts the keys for a full year because I want to see what he has. So, like, we're talking Watson having fun with. That's what we're doing, guys. You know what I mean? We're just having fun to the family out there. Like this hypotheticals, fun stuff is why we do sports because we can say, oh, well, what about this? Can we do this? Can we make this happen? Like, yeah, there's pipe dreams involved in that. But the one thing is Hurts, and I want to see if he can play. I want to see if he can change my mind. I want to see if he can grow from the pocket enough. I want to see some of these things. All right. But I also, if Deshaun Watson's available for less than he was 4 days ago, I'm pulling the damn trigger. That's all I'm saying to everybody. And everybody can get mad at me and say whatever they want. All right. I'm here to try to win football games again. Everybody else can be here for a 5-year goddamn rebuild and trust these idiots. No. And hold on to draft picks like they're the end all be all. I want to win. And the LA Rams are trying to win. Right? Like Ramsey, Stafford, they'll give up picks all fucking day because they want stars, they want studs. Now we'll see if it works for them. We'll see if it pays off. All right, but why can't I get better? Why can't I try to have pipe dreams and think, okay, this guy just became available, you know what I mean, or has been available, and then all this comes out, and I could probably get him a lot cheaper than I could get him earlier on. I'm making the call now. If I believe now, these are civil suit cases, guys. These aren't prison term right now. This is money. Remember this. None of these are filed. In Houston PD even came out today. None of this is filed through anywhere.
22 cases, and not a single one has been filed through the police department yet.
So just understand that. So this is all civil. So there's no jail time. There ain't no punishment from the NFL. Your punishment's your pocket. Okay, that's what they came for. Now, I'm not saying it's real, fake, or different. I said it earlier on. I wasn't there. I don't know. I let these things play out, okay? I don't know Deshaun. I don't know these women. I know people are thirsty for money, and I'll leave it at that, but it doesn't mean it's not true, okay? It doesn't mean it's not true. But I sell the farm. Eagles, what farm am I selling?
We have nothing.
I'm going to lose my mind tonight. A guy who can't draft, I'm worried about selling the farm for? He's got to win in free agency, which is what he's done before. He's got to hope and pray he can hit a couple picks. But when you have opportunities to get stars, Eagle Slayer, I'm going to get a star. And I'm not paying 32-year-old stars and giving up that for 32-year-olds. But when I got a chance to get a guy who's 25, if I can go out and then get Kyle Fuller or Dory Jackson, somebody said Malik Hooker, I want no parts this year because of the Achilles. I'm out on him. So guys, come on. Yeah, Colin's right. Howie probably leaked it all.
Yeah,
probably.
Like the name brand gets it. We got a GM who can't hit on picks. We did a show last year on draft night saying who they just take, right?
Jalen who? Jalen Rieger?
First. What? They took Jalen Hurts in the second. What? They took Deion Taylor. Right. So now we want to hold on and don't sell the farm.
What farm do we have?
No, I'll give them Reagor, Hurts, Taylor. Right. Next year's first. Right. What else you want? What else you want? I'll give you next year's first and another second. If Jalen Reagor and Jalen Hurts and Davion Taylor are pimps, then Houston should want them. So give them all three of them. Here you go. Because we're not good at what we do, but Deshaun is.
Right.
And if we have a farm.
Was Pete just about to say something? I thought.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was about to say something.
Oh, yeah, I was. Sorry. I said if we have a farm, it's in the desert in the middle of nowhere where nothing can grow. That's the equivalent of Howie drafting.
Pretty much.
Yeah, all the farms. I mean, listen, he's been doing this a long time, guys. I mean, oh my goodness, he didn't do this under Andy Reid. He didn't do this under Chip Kelly.
Nope.
He started drafting. It's been a lot of swing and misses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if I told you wouldn't have, just hypothetical, right? I wouldn't have. I can't even pull that one off. That's too early. Everybody just like forgets all these misses, and they think about next year. Like, well, look at all the picks we got. I mean, we're in great shape. Shape. No, money puts you in great shape when you can't draft well. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go for 11 don't mean shit.
I'm starting to. We've seen it now that this guy can restructure well. He can do them things well, and he's pretty good in free agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
He stinks in the draft. So if he can somehow figure out how to get good at the draft, or let his scouts do their job, then maybe we can be we can be competitive quick. But I can be competitive tomorrow. Like I can literally, if I made that trade right now with the deal I talked to you about, or even Pete's deal, right? I am the favorite in the NFC East tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow with Deshaun Watson, and everybody can tell me how you depleted the farm when your whole offense is young. So besides your line, your starters per se, besides outside Dylan and Salmalu, your other three guys are a little bit older, all right? But you still have two young guys right there. You have young guys on the outside that you just drafted. You have a young running back, okay? You have a young quarterback who'll be 25, right? Come on. And you have a defense that showed they can get after the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we'd be baggage favorites in the NFC East if they did that deal. So tell me you wouldn't do that deal.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. If you're saying no to that deal, you're insane.
Come on, this doesn't make sense. Trout says they have a meeting with Kyle Fuller Tuesday, and obviously Monday with Adoree Jackson. Guys, this to me tells me that they think they can win.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not going out and Anthony Harris, who's a projected guy when it comes to numbers and things like that. Right, that's projected to be probably, let's just say, a top 5 safety over the last 2-3 years. Okay, because I'm not going to agree with every thing that says, oh, he's a top listed ranked safety over the last. I'll give him top 5. Okay, right? You go get it. So you're going out making moves like that and restructuring your vets to stay around.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It tells me you still think you can win. Now, do they believe they can win with the quarterback now? Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
In any press conference or any conversation you've heard?
Nope. And that's the other thing too. Like the coach isn't necessarily committing to him. The GM's definitely not committing to him. He's like, oh well, and especially when he got asked the question about drafting quarterbacks. He's like, oh well, we always have to get better at every position and blah 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 blah. So again, he's not necessarily committing to Jalen Hurts. So again, you can take that for what you will. But I just don't see how. I mean, if Deshaun Watson, if Jalen Hurts is my starting quarterback next year or this year, then fine. But he has to prove it to all of us that he can actually play at the next level.
Yeah, Ted says, Tommy, how do you not trade 6? There's no franchise QB at 6. They're all unknowns. Watson is that QB. I'm only writing in caps so you can see the letters, and I'm not yelling. You can yell, Ted. You can yell. I think you can get away with not trading it because they're going to be in a little bit of cap. It'll hurt their cap by getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think by you giving them picks next year and a second this year, and then really kicking in your first next year,
right,
is more enticing to them probably. And they're getting Hurts, who will obviously probably beat out Tyrod Taylor. You would think. At this point, right?
Yeah, no question.
No, they get a young quarterback they can control for a while. If they don't, and that's if they don't believe there's a franchise guy at 6. That's why they'd say, "Screw it, give me your 2 picks next year. Give me your 2 first next year. Give me your 3rd. Give me, you know what I mean." So they can figure that out. But whatever. I still believe that Jalen Hurts, on Jalen Hurts' side, he's a tough kid. And yeah, first off, Deshaun Watson. Anybody who said he's overhyped needs to stop it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay, he's a stud in a shit organization, a shit franchise. Like, get him out of there and get him to an organization that's at least been successful for the last decade or two, like the Eagles. Okay, that's literally been successful, like been knocking on heaven's door for a minute, right before 2017. So has showed the ability to be successful. You get him here, I don't think anybody be calling him overhyped anymore. Now,
no
football team with Jalen Hurts. All right, circling back, because now you get the other side of it, boys. You have 6, right? And you have Howie Roseman saying yesterday, well, Jalen Hurts is our only quarterback on the roster, so we're not done there. And saying like, oh, well, it's 6, like we got to draft, if that guy that we believe is, you know what I mean? Like that was all there. That was all there, guys. So would this guy have the audacity? And I've heard a lot of people on mainstream talk about it. Would this guy have the audacity to go there again? Because
the quarterback?
Yeah, because what does this tell you about the guy you just drafted in the second round?
Right.
That over 4 games, you don't believe he's the guy either. So you're going to go back to the well again 3 times in 6 years? And we will also talk about Carson Wentz on Pat McAfee. I thought that was fun to watch, honestly.
It was a lot of fun to watch.
I know a lot of Eagles fans won't like that. But a lot of things that I felt like I already knew about him and sort of what I said about what he went and did. I said on air against Chrome that he got away. He got away. He was mad about how he played, etc. He got away from it. When everybody wanted him to talk, he was taking a breather. So we'll talk about that as well. But the fact that they haven't committed to Hurts, is that more to you guys GM speak, which is strange, but not strange because you can make case both ways. But do you want a GM speak, a young guy, when he thinks he's the guy? And do you really want to go draft a quarterback and then create that issue here again? To what? Give Hurts the job for a year to develop the other guy? Right? And then what happens if Hurts plays great? Then what happens with the other guy? So then we waste a pick? Right? You know what I mean? You can't waste the pick this year. It's either Deshaun Watson or you're riding with Jalen Hurts. No middle ground. No Russell Wilson. Too old at this point.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Deshaun Watson, I can have a bad year and still get to where I want to get to over the next 4 or 5 years, right? Can't do that with Russ, in my opinion.
No.
I want to put it past them. So what do you guys think about that whole situation? Family out there, once Jake and Pete enlighten y'all on what they think about it, we'll get back to the comments. And we'll continue to talk about everything we've been talking about, which has been the Anthony Harris move. We've talked about Deshaun Watson, possible trade scenarios there. We just talked about, when Jalen Hurts played a full season. We all agree there. If it's not Deshaun Watson. Now, how do you guys feel about this situation that we just mentioned about not being committal one way or the other? Is it coach speak, GM speak, or to leave themselves open? The trade, or is it you really think that they're going to hone in on a quarterback at 6?
See, you can kind of take it both ways, right? Like it could be GM speak to where Howie's just making other teams think he's like, oh, they're in on a quarterback at 6. We might have to do something on draft night or get the phones going and stuff like that. Because you know Howie Roseman, he can't help himself, right? And the fact that he hasn't necessarily made like a trade. I mean, he signed a safety, but again, it's not like the big splash move because you know Howie likes to make the big splash move typically in the offseason. Very rarely does he make a move at the trade deadline. I mean, you could look at it both ways, right? So it could be just coach and GM speak to where it's really nothing and he's just trying to get like the pot stirred a little bit come draft night, or it could be just he's really not committed, or it could be a slew of different things to where he could not be committed, or I don't know. Because, again, you could look at it both ways, but I don't know how you look at it any other way than they're not committed. You know what I mean?
Fair. Pete?
Honestly, at this point, anything could happen. Like Howie is so much of a wild card at this point; it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
him not committing to Jalen Hurts is nerve wracking because you just have no idea where he's going to side on this thing. I would have attempted to at least make it seem like Jalen's my guy, but obviously you could look at it and be like, "Oh, it's GM speak because in case a team like Carolina wants to trade up and take a quarterback, and we can move back and take a Kyle Pitts or Surtain and then get some picks and stuff like that. But then again, maybe he's just messing with people and he just is trying his best to trick everyone to go up and get Deshaun Watson. So anything is possible with Howie. I'm not saying Howie sees or anything ridiculous like that. I'd entertain a Deshaun Watson trade depending on what we're giving up, but I have no idea what Howie is planning, and that scares the living crap out of me.
Well, what about? I'm saying more about drafting one at 6.
Oh, my bad, Tom. I'm sorry. At 6, I could 100% see him do it. I could 100% see him do it because he doesn't feel comfortable with Jalen Hurts, or I could 100% see him do it just to say screw everyone. Like I could see him drafting Trey Lance as a middle finger to Carson Wentz because he's that petty.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, TTP, I'm not saying I don't want Russell Wilson. I'm just making a point that like Deshaun Watson being younger gives you a shelf life of winning for a lot longer is more of my point. Jeremiah, thank you for the super chat, guys. Everybody with the super chats, we appreciate y'all. You help drive the show. Listen, we're almost at 100 likes on YouTube. You guys got us right there. Keep pounding that like button. Hit that subscribe if it's your first time here. You're gonna like what you hear. All right, you're gonna like what you continue to hear too. The realest talk, goddamn around. Ain't nobody better than us. Oh, but okay. So, like, I think it is totally. They don't know what exactly they want to do yet. They might want to move out. So I think that's why he was uncommitted to him. And I don't think they want to, which is strange because you would think the guy you just drafted you'd be committed to. But I think because they believe teams behind them want a quarterback, that it could be just playing coy. Like, hey, we might draft one. You never know. Right? Which is good, which is smart almost in terms of draft strategy. In terms of giving your young quarterback confidence, it doesn't do shit. But the one thing I'll say about Jalen is Jalen's a guy who can handle a lot of it, in my opinion. Okay? So I don't think that rattles Jalen Hurts at all. All right?
He's a confident guy.
Yeah, he's been down this road of being a backup before and a lot of stuff. So I don't think it's going to affect Jalen Hurts.
No.
But so that could leave you open. And that could leave you open to get a haul. Because if somebody really likes somebody there, and say somebody's drafted around 15-ish and they love somebody at 6, you know what that gets you? I mean that's a lot of capital. Now, again, I'm not the nerd. Capital to me is whatever if you can't hit on it. It's just capital. It doesn't mean shit. But it's a lot of capital you get back from going from 6 to 12 and beyond. Even 9 gets you a good amount back. Not as much as you would like, but it gets you enough. Get you something worth dropping back over.
If you're desperate enough between 6 and 9, a team could be willing to give a ransom. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
If Jake, if they think you're taking Trey Lance and they love him,
right?
Especially when there could be a run of quarterbacks that come off early, and somebody might love Lance or love Fields, etc. Right? Then, like that. Then whatever. Then somebody could come up and want to get there. It's very possible. So you leave yourself open there, but you're just doing no favors for your quarterback right now. And I don't want them. I already said I will get arrested. Everybody heard it again. I'll say it again. I will get arrested at the NovaCare complex. Okay, on draft night. I'll get up out of this chair, get in the car, and I'll go to the NovaCare complex and get arrested if they draft a quarterback at 6 this year. I just want everybody to know that again. Pound the like if you're all in on that one. Pound the like button. Hit the subscribe if you're all in on arrest talk. Because I will literally, until I get answers on why you went there again, I'm getting arrested.
Get those super chats going, fam. We need that bail money.
Bail money coming.
We need that bail money.
Go fund me, baby.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Like, go get Jamar Chase. Go get Smith. Go get Surtain, Pitts, Sewell, whatever. Like, I know all the names, right? Go get Parsons, whatever. Go get one of these elite players in this draft and not a freaking project quarterback, which is exactly what Fields, Lance, and freaking anybody else is. The only one I would like, but I would never draft them at 6 would be Mac Jones at that point. And I would never draft him at 6 with punch me in the face if I draft him at 6. And I'm not drafting him at 6 when I have a quarterback that I just use a second-round pick over. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, how many you going to do it again? It's almost like, I don't want to draft a receiver in the first round because we've done it so many times, or at least in the first or second round. We've addressed it, and we've missed. So we're going to go there again? Okay, you better hit it then.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things. Crumb, if that happens, I'm getting arrested. I'm absolutely getting arrested. If they drink doesn't field the 6, I'm getting arrested. Not only is it. Oh, okay. Not only is it's a Ohio State guy too, like overrated you. I mean, that's right. That's where we're going.
Basically.
Oh my God, guys!
There's nothing that turns me off from a quarterback prospect than him going to Ohio State University.
Right.
They have never in their history of the NFL had a good quarterback come from there into the NFL. I'm good.
If it's any other position from Ohio State,
yeah, 100%. But I feel the same way about Alabama. I don't trust Alabama quarterbacks as far as I can throw, because that whole university is, if there's a quarterback factor, it's Alabama University.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
Come on, get us up over 100 likes. Get us to 5K over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe. We got tons of giveaways coming for the people. Tons of free goddamn shit. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. All right, everybody wants free shit, so hit that shit. Yo, Dave, hit that shit. You remember that Chappelle one? Wayne Brady.
Yeah. Yep. 95, fam. You're almost there.
Wayne, A2D will be viral then, baby, if it happens, because I ain't getting arrested unless I get an answer. All right, everybody's more than welcome to join me. Well, you'll know where I'm going because you'll all be watching A2D. We'll make the pick. I'll get up out of my chair. It's gonna be that. I'm out. Right. Up out of my chair, I'm out. Look at all the super chats. You guys are
going to live stream from jail?
Yeah, live streaming from the guards are going to agree with me. The guards are going to agree. We got to go live. I mean, this is a joke. Bobby Stevens saw a mock draft where Fields was at 6 and the Bears traded up from 20. Oh, wow. What would they have to give up?
Wow.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
If I'm going from 6 to 20, I'm
first, second, a third. Next year, second, probably. A fourth that year.
Is this from? Are we trading with the Bears in this scenario?
Yes.
I want 2 first, second, and Allen Robinson just to even entertain the conversation.
Yeah, they'll just hang up the phone.
This isn't me saying yes. This is just me picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care who it is, like Bears, whoever wants to trade. If you're giving me a haul back to get up to 6 like that for
I'll be like, sure.
Okay, because if I'm not drafting one, go ahead. And I'll take all this in return and try to be creative with all these picks, right? Because then all this other stuff can get you back, can get you 2. Then they can trade back into the first round and have 2 in the first round, 20 and somewhere else, right? And then you're feeling okay. Now you got 2 first round. You know what I mean, guys? So I wouldn't say no to anything, especially if you can get a haul back. Thank you, Bobby. John says, hey.
Appreciate it, John.
Money, Tommy. But, Tommy, I want to get arrested along with you. I'll take a dump on Howie's desk. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to pull what happened in the Capitol. Like, I'm not going to break in. And, you know what I mean? Well, we might break in. It will depend. It depends on the quarterback, too. Like that, you know what I mean? I don't want to guarantee nothing. You know, it depends on the quarterback. Like, if it's Lance, we might break in.
Right.
Philly Talk said you already gave 10 for the bail. For to bail you out. I'm with you. I appreciate y'all. Come bail me out when they draft 1 at 6. I said when. Jesus, God.
When.
Trey Lance season, baby.
Listen,
Lord.
we need a ball player. We need a superstar in-house. And we need a couple of them. And where do you get them usually? If not free agency, the only place to get them is a draft. And free agency, you're always going to have to pay way too much. I mean, you can have guys under control for 5 years if you draft well. That's how you win. And then you sprinkle in your free agents. Okay? When are they going to do it again? I don't know. I know people are late. We've been on for over an hour, so I know people are late with the Harris conversation. We talked about it earlier. I'm Ruiz, and we all like the move. He's a really good player. I'm just on the disagree of like loving it because what else are you doing then? Are you getting me a Dory? Are you getting me Ford? Then I'm really loving it because then I feel like we can compete. Right now, it's just like, okay, like what are we doing? Are we trying to win? Okay, like I'm in to try to win always. So if that's what we're trying to do, then sign me up. But then I need more, right? That's all.
Yeah.
And I think these guys agree to that point, and I agree to theirs that it's a really good move. He's a really good player, and there's nothing to be upset with. You know what I mean? That's a good signing. Now get me a Dory or get me 4.
Yeah.
Preferably 4. Joseph, if they can't tell him on at 6, that's when you shit on desks. Okay. Upper decker, they have to say. Colin.
Upper decker. I haven't heard that in forever.
Yeah.
The good old upper decker.
I've never done that at parties. I know guys have.
So do I.
They're scumbags, but I would definitely do it to Howie if it was Kellen Mond.
Oh, no question.
One of the best quarterbacks taken in a while. I don't know how you could think Justin Fields is anywhere in his range.
Yeah, no shot.
Oh, first off, appreciate the 10, brother. Listen, it's agree, disagree radio, so we don't have to agree with you, and we don't on this one.
Definitely not.
Justin Fields can sniff his jockstrap, man.
But let's see. We're going to find out. Right? We're going to find out. I don't.
Yeah, he's going to be in a great spot. They got a shit ton of money and 11 picks. Oof.
Damn, you can't root for a guy named Adoree, Jacob. I thought I knew you. I thought
Adoree, really? That bothers you?
No, I love it. I love the name. I mean, Adoree Jackson just says you can play.
Can't root for a guy named Adoree. What does that even mean?
I mean, when my wife said, "What do you think about?" Because there was no more than one suggestion.
You for a guy with the last name Cox.
There was no middle ground or second opinions on the name my wife said to me when before Cass was born, right? She was she's like, "What do you think about Cassian?" And I was like, "Let me sit on that." And I was like, "Man, he's gonna be able to play. He's gonna be able to play." You know what I mean? I was like, "He can play." So I mean, the name game's a big part of it.
Yep.
I know you're kidding, Jacob. O-line where in the draft, Philly 52, or just in general? What is it projected to be? It's going to be Dillard. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be Dillard, Salmalu, Kelsey, Brooks, Johnson. So again, on paper, it looks to be good until Brooks, Lane aren't playing.
Right.
Now, can they put it together a full season? There's a lot of ifs there. If they can, then we're going to have a good line this year. If they don't, we're going to be in the same position where we are last year. John, we don't know that. We assume that in terms of Dillard stinks. We assume it. But this is the year. I can't continue to not let first-round guys play. If we stink this year, guys. Really, I want to win, but I need to see guys play. Okay? Right. First off, Jalen Reagor, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and his stupid fucking umbrella, Andre Dillard, all these guys need to play 1 million goddamn snaps. Because they're under contract and they're young players that you drafted in the first or second round. They need to be on the damn field. Period.
My hot take is that we trade Dillard to the Chiefs. That's just my opinion, but
good. Maybe we do. And maybe we get a first back, and then he goes to the Chiefs, and because he's playing with Mahomes, he becomes a fucking damn good left tackle, and then we look like idiots because we got a rugby guy playing there. So I mean.
Rugby guy was pretty good last season.
Okay, calm down, dude. Our line. What are you guys talking about? We nobody got more sacks than us. So nobody was really good last year. Nobody was really good. There wasn't a person on this line that was really good. You want to say played okay? Fine. Tell me.
Yeah, okay. You played okay.
Yeah, Jordan played okay. But we're talking about the left tackle position, which is one of the most important positions in the National Football League. Why can't he be a situational guy if somebody goes down? There's so much more value with him there than there is when I use a first-round pick on a left tackle who's played 4 games. I got to see if he can play. I got to. I owe it to everybody. Shit. How many picks in the first and second round are we not going to let play?
Yep.
And then they leave and go play somewhere else and they play well, like Sydney. Because my video came up today on my memory when I said I wouldn't have gave Sydney in the third for Slay. I said I won it. That didn't say I didn't want Slay.
Peter's back. It's going to be fun.
They didn't say I didn't want Slay. I just wasn't giving you Sydney. Aged well. People laughed at me in the video. Look at you. Look at you. You know how you're talking about. Okay.
I would have had Sidney Jones over every person in our secondary last year not named Darius Slay. So
yeah.
Dude,
people forget how well he played at the end of the year when he was still here too. People forget about that. Those last 4 games. People don't say lights out, but he played very, very well.
People are unfair, Jake.
Yeah.
Dude literally Like almost didn't give up a sack his entire college career. So I don't want to hear that he can't play. He played 4 games. That's like me saying, you know what? Hurts can't play. 4 games. I've seen it all. I'm gonna be more fair than that. Right? I'm gonna give him his shot. Prove to me you can. Same thing with Dillard. I can't tell you one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was drafted in the first round because he supposedly blocked out the sun in pass protection. And that's what we all loved about him. You guys are all in on the chat. Not you, Phil, but everybody else. Everybody was all in on the chat. Oh, my God, he blocks out the sun. It was like Jermaine Mayberry back in the day, where Ray Rhodes is like, blocks out the sun. And, you know, the truth of it, Jermaine Mayberry did block out the sun, and he had like one eye. So amazing. AK, I never take a deep breath. Just somebody cut me off, and then my breath will stop.
Pretty much.
Simple as
Pretty
that.
much how it goes.
What do you want to listen to? I say it a million times to people. You know this. Yeah, he's still young, Dillard.
Yeah.
He's still. You guys can read some of the comments. I don't need to read them all. You guys.
We'll see what we have in him. Like I'm all for seeing what we have in him. Like, but if there's an option out there to like Kansas City says to us, we'll give you 32 for Dillard. I'm sayonara. I'll see you later.
Yeah, fine. Cut him. Big slate.
I'm not cutting him. That's crazy.
Cut him.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't cut him.
Oh my God, he might cry again.
He will. Can almost guarantee you he'll cry.
I might cry.
Emotional. He gets emotional. 101 likes. Look at you. 135 watching. Now I need to see them subscribers go up. Let's go. Hit the subscribe button. Getting arrested. They draft the quarterback.
Excited.
Come on, get us up over 200 likes now. Now it's the next goal. Fuck with the algorithm on YouTube. Pound the like. Keep commenting in. Freaking tag a friend or 10. You know what I mean? Bring them all in here.
33 likes and 5K.
Right, we don't know, right? We're never going to sit on here and tell you what we know. We're just making a team that we know needs a left tackle. That's all.
Yeah. They need O-line, and they cut a lot of guys.
Who? Playoff Rondo. Maybe his potential is through the roof. Maybe.
His potential is, yeah.
But I'm not getting rid of Moata. That's what everybody's missing. I'm just not getting rid of Dillard right now. Like, go fight for the job. Let Moata fight it out.
I'm off. The best guy is going to play. Unless they bring back Jason Peters, and then I put my fist through a wall.
Well, then we're having a whole different conversation if that happens. But
if he brings Jason Peters back, I'm finding
I don't think they will. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think they do.
No, he stop. Would you stop putting that out into the world? I'm Ruiz. No, I don't get rid of him yet. I put him on the field for 1 million snaps, JJ. Go play. If you stink, you stink. I think you stink. That's not gonna, you know what I mean? But maybe you can go prove somebody wrong.
Right.
New coaching system, anything could happen.
Yeah, or we lose, or we win 2 games. I don't care, because if we win 2 games, fine. Then I'm getting a freaking 1 or 2 pick next year. So
like it looks like we're gonna suck anyway. So we might as well see what we have in these guys. You might as well see what you have. Arthega-Whiteside, JJ, Jalen Reagor, and all these other guys that we don't really know what's going on, like Davion Taylor's. I don't care. If we're gonna suck, I want to start nothing but youth. So I at least know going into next year where I possibly have high as hell draft picks and some nice comp picks to go along with it. That I know what I need and I know who the hell I can get rid of.
Everybody remember one thing. And I'm not saying everybody's going to be Brandon Graham. Okay? But like,
sometimes.
Soon as young guys can't play, we like they're stink. Like, I don't like the Jalen Reagor pick. Okay? He's blocked me everywhere you can block me because I've been critical. Okay?
Same.
It's stuck up for Eagles fans. I'm not telling you he can't play, but I'm going to let you know after this year. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Hurts, I didn't like the pick. Okay? But go prove it to me. So for everybody else running guys out of town, I'm the opposite guy. When you're young and under contract, I want to, and especially when I have no expectations for this year, I want to see all these guys play every fucking pick they've made through his tenure here that's still here. I want on the field 1 million. I want to see everybody on the freaking field. Because if worst case, then I say, look at you. This is what I've been telling you. All your draft picks stink. This is what I've been saying. Or we can all eat some damn crow and we will have no problem doing it because we're winning games then. Damn it. This is what drives me crazy. Everybody wants everybody going. We're in cap hell. They ain't getting rid of all these guys. I got to figure out. I got to let them play. And if they stink, we'll know. If I think it stinks 8th game through the season, then you have Malata. Then go put Malata in. But I'm going to move Dillard to guard and move Malata. No, Salmalo was a pick. He's a younger guy. Let him play. If your right side of your line stays healthy, you have a damn good line. Which is, Brandon Brooks been here 3 straight years. So I mean, people want to tell me, he's hurt every freaking year. And I know he looks shredded, looks delicious. Good. Great guy. Love Brandon Brooks, but until he gives me until he's like 8 games through the season, and he's still healthy. I'm like, okay, we got a shot, Jake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But him and Lane's ankle, is probably just twisted right now. Just making it.
Doing a squat, he just twisted his ankle again. Have another surgery. No, he's gonna start. Injures his ankle again. Done for the year. One thing I will say with Howie Roseman, it's one thing I'll give him credit for. After, say, like the 5th round, when it comes to drafting linemen, great, awesome, good. I mean, you have Jack Driscoll, and you have what's the other guy's name? Oh my goodness!
I got you. Hold on.
He was a guard. The hell was his name?
Driscoll Herbig.
Yeah, I mean that they show they can play, but they both.
Great in 7th round.
Driscoll got hurt, but he looks like he can play. Prince, whatever the hell his name is.
Not here. He's on the Chiefs.
He's on the Chiefs.
He's going. But no, your backups right now, right, are like as of right now, right? Pryor as a backup, which is fine. Herbig is a backup. Driscoll is a backup. Malata as a back. Like right now on paper, right? If they were started. Like, you have backups that have at least got snaps. You know what I mean? So the only positive from last year is everybody went down, and a lot of the 2 young guys, Herbig and Driscoll, got a lot of snaps, right? And Malata. So you have 3 guys that are essentially behind these guys pushing them, but they've gotten snaps before. So anything you add, and listen, the one thing the Eagles do well is they draft linemen late really well. So, when they draft the guy in the 6th round, I'm like, okay, like if it's not for the lineman, like, okay, he might be able to play. And usually they end up being guys who can stick around at least, right? I'm not saying Driscoll's your right tackle of the future. I got to see more, but at least it showed some signs of like he can play a little bit, right? Yeah. So I like, they're going to draft more this year, probably later on, you would think, right? And they'll add more depth to it. But if we can come into the next year and say 5 guys can come off our bench line wise, and we feel comfortable. Oh my goodness, most teams, you know what I mean? Come on. So that could be a strength to us next year if you get a full year out of Lane and Brooks, right? I mean, Kelsey seems to always play a full year. I don't want to jinx him. Now you look at your running backs, right? And this is ugly. Outside of like, okay, you can keep Boston on the squad for another year, but like outside of Boston and Miles, you need more.
Yeah.
Linebacker we talked about, you need more. So, what does Colin say? Go ahead, guys. You guys got it. Let me go.
Serious question of how he ruins the pick again this year and goes some unknown person at 6. What happens to him?
I say absolutely nothing.
What happens to Howie Roseman if he drafts like
5-year extension?
If he drafts probably. No, and Jeff probably. I mean, if it's like a no name, like, oh my God, what was the name of the guy when we were supposed to draft Clinton Dix? What the hell was his name?
Marcus Smith.
Marcus Smith. Yes, thank you. Yeah, if it's like another Marcus Smith pick, Colin, then I'm gonna lose my mind.
Like, I'm pretty like locked when it comes to the draft. I'm pretty locked in. So like, if I don't know, like, if I hear the pick and I don't know him, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, especially if it's the 6th overall pick in the draft and everyone's like,
if it's some random Joe Schmo who I haven't done like tape on for the last 3 months, I'm like, what's going? Who is this person that I've never heard of?
And you're going even into the tape, like I mean, alone just watching college football,
right? Just watching college football.
I check my draft site like at least 3 times a day, so I can get a better look at.
That's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, for all of us, like, we all know enough. We all watch enough college football that, like, if you draft a guy on day one guys, and I never heard of you, whoa, like, Reagor's right there for me. Like, I heard of him, but like, I never saw him.
I had done a decent amount of tape on Jalen, and I had him between 21 and 25. So it wasn't like, oh my God, what the hell? Like if they drafted if they drafted John Hightower in the first round, I would have been like,
I did like me some John Hightower. I will say
I
was
like
excited about
Hightower.
that.
Yeah. I just gave PTL for the jail and regular pay.
He does nothing but make me look bad.
Big L. He makes Chucks look bad too, but that's okay.
He makes Chucks look bad too. So
he makes Chucks look real bad.
Don't feel like you're on an eye. Don't feel like you're on an eye.
I will say
I
defend myself a little bit with the Rager thing.
It's not done yet. So it's not done.
No, I understand.
Don't
but when it comes to Rager, like I also banged the table really hard for Justin Jefferson, and I got told for 6 months, you're an idiot. He can't play on the outside.
Someone else said that too that works here, but
not gonna. What did I say, draft night? Who was the guy if it wasn't Judy? And I still stand on that. I still stand on that hill that it was.
Those were my 2 picks going into the draft. And
everyone knows Jefferson was my guy.
Yeah,
everyone knows that.
We know that, Jaker.
That's what he told me. He's not any good. He's a poor man's Jordan Matthews, and the only reason he looks good is because of the other guy at LSU last year.
Yeah, that their offense was stacked. Yeah, and we saw how that turned out. Man, had a phenomenal rookie year.
That's best rookie year since.
If Judy played with Cousins, how good of a year would Judy have had?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, but again, he played with Drew Lock, so it's a little give and take there. I mean, I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Drew Lock, but Jerry Judy still had a great year.
That's what I'm saying. If you play with Cousins, they throw the ball a lot. They got a lot of action. Like they have a legitimate quarterback, unlike Denver.
Mm-hmm. And I think Jerry Judy's going to blow up next year, especially with Cortland Sutton coming back. Woo!
Judy's a pimp. I mean, he's the best.
I love Judy.
He's still hands down the best route runner in that draft, and I'm not.
It's no question.
Jefferson's right with him though, and that's why Jefferson was my second guy. Remember, it was Judy and Jefferson for me, and everybody had different boards. I didn't even have Reagor in my top 5.
No, I didn't either. I forget who I had in my top 5.
I
wanted CD too. I really wanted CD.
Well, CD was my 3rd, and then like Ruggs was like my 4th.
Mm-hmm. But my big thing is, and I stress this to everybody, and Tom said it, I say it all the time. If you want to have a good draft, plain and simple, just go with SEC guys. Just plain and simple. Just draft SEC guys. Just competition. They're born and bred winners. They all compete. They're all competitors. You don't hear guys out of the they're not like guys out of the Big Ten where they're crying every 5 minutes or.
Keep it simple, stupid. It's not hard.
It's just simple shit. It's simple shit. That's the best way I can put it.
Just like stick to your board. Your board is your friend. Mm-hmm. Like stop trying to like reach a rabbit out of your asshole. Like Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's giving you credit that their board's better than what they're picking. You know,
I mean, supposedly the last 2 years their board included
yeah, well, everybody says
DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson, and the owner's like, no.
Everybody says that after the fact, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, after the fact, these guys were, we love these guys. Okay. Like, at the end of the day, you reached, like what Jake is saying, you reached later on. You know, you go reaching later on and go for them, them diamonds in the rough, right? Yeah. Then you go for them guys. But you can't do that kind of guys early. You can't go low risk, high reward early. No, that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. It's gonna, you know what I mean? You go for studs early. You don't go for development guys early. Round 1 is never for, you know what? I got to really develop this player. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it from fans and these guys who tell me how much tape they fucking watch. Okay, I'm so sick of it. Okay, round 1 guys don't need to be coming and coached up if you're drafting right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't want to hear about round 1 guys that are projected round 1 guys from the nerds. I'm talking about if you really went around to the guys who really do their job in the NFL and you said, give me your top 32 players, right? I guarantee them top 32 players aren't drafted in the first round. Okay, because it's different. Oh, we got this concern, or he's too slow, or he's this, or he's that, right? Okay, so it never works like that. But if you really follow these guys' goddamn boards and didn't reach, I guarantee you that you give 90% of us these first round picks he's had over the X amount of years, and we're hitting on every one of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's not even a question. Playoff Rondo, if Howie drafts Chase and signs full, I'll forgive him for all his crimes. No, I'm good. I mean, Sauce does it perfectly.
You get, you get a nice handshake between me and Howie if he does those things. Like, nice job. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah. Here's what I'll do. I won't be critical of Howie Roseman for a week. I feel like that's generous enough. I'll be generous to say I won't say anything mean or anything bad about Howie Roseman, at least for a week. If he gets both of those players, sure. Okay, fine. I won't say anything for a week. I'll shut up.
He gives me a baller draft. Maybe I won't curse him out until like August.
August.
Yeah, I'm being generous here, man. 6 months ago, I was Team Howie. Now I'm Team get him the bleep out of my building.
I've been off the Howie train for a while.
Listen, if you guys go to everybody over on YouTube after the show, okay, don't do it now. But there's a Jalen Hurts reaction. And it's not even about Jalen Hurts. It's the fact that we had a $128 million quarterback, okay? So everybody remember that when my reaction comes.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him to pack his bags that night.
Yep.
That night, I said, pack your bags, Howie. Time's up. Because I said, what did you draft him for? To trade Carson or to trade him? Or are you using him as like what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You need so many positions, right? And then when I heard what Carson said today, I'm going to stand by this. I truly believe that the national media with a side piece of our local media ran this dude out of town.
Yep.
Okay? They put out all these assumptions, and there was a lot of them. And I stood on the hill and said a lot of them weren't true, and nobody wanted to believe me. Well, hearing him talk today sounded pretty true. He did exactly what I said he was going to do, and he got away from it all and just wanted to breathe. And guess what? The more stuff his agent told him, the more he wanted out. And that's fine. He is no longer an Eagle. Right. But I just wanted your guys' thoughts on him talking today, just because obviously it's news. I'm my next girlfriend. I don't care.
No, I don't care either.
Indianapolis. I got to be Team Hurts right now. So I'm rounding around the guy that I have here, but that's just because I'm an Eagles fan. So I'm praying he can be good. But in no way, shape, or form am I happy about this how this situation went down, because, and Jacob, maybe he was a part of all the leaks. Okay.
I mean, maybe if you want to get like into real conspiracy theories about it.
Like he very well, they control the media. They're big business. We know big business controls media.
Yeah.
And Wentz did expose the media today.
He absolutely did.
Marijuana says, so, and it's not the fans. Fans play a part. Joseph says, fans play a part because we feed off of the media. Like we're not reacting to him. This news coming out, right, Jake? Throughout the process, if there isn't news coming out.
Yeah, and my big thing is, like, if you watch the whole Pat McAfee interview, I recommend the fam do it too. It's a phenomenal interview. It's really good. Even his introductory press conference with the Colts, that was really good too. But you just see such, like, at least with me, you see such like a different persona with Carson. He's much more relaxed. He's much more confident, especially in the Pat McAfee interview. He was joking around with him a little bit because Pat asked him a question. He's like, do you hear anything from like the media in Philly when you were there? He's like, I heard what you said. I heard you said I stink.
From his agent, right? He's like,
yeah, from his agent. He's like, I hear stuff from my agent.
He'll never be there.
Oh, and it was a great interview. But like the one thing that stuck out to me,
I like the Christmas
is when Pat McAfee asked him about the whole relationship between him and Doug Peterson, is that it was so fractured they didn't talk about it for a while. And Carson didn't miss a beat. He's like, it was wildly overblown.
We knew it.
It was wildly overblown.
I said, do you think that he wanted to
believe?
Sorry, Pete, go ahead.
There's no way you're making me like, because remember the McLean report came out and it's like Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson hadn't spoken in 8 weeks. I said, how in the blue hell is that possible?
Yeah, it's not.
What's he talking to the offensive coordinator guys who, because we didn't really have one last year, and be like, tell Doug this place sucks. Well, tell Carson this place sucks. Tell Carson I don't want him running this play. Get the hell out of here. McLean is so full of shit. Like every other week, there's a new freaking story that's coming out. It's like, oh my God, this amazing bombshell. It's just like my hair's turning gray.
20 years later, yeah. I mean, I never believed that they had like they had a problem. I wouldn't believe that Doug ever really wanted to put him down. Doug stuck up for him all year long until he couldn't anymore, right? So it is what it is. I wish him the best just as a dude. I don't wish. Besides that, like I'm not going to wish injury upon him or anything else.
No.
I love Carson, and I hope he succeeds. Like, I'm not sure if anyone noticed this, but when he took his pictures today in the Colts jersey, he was rocking the Dutch Destroyer bracelet from a few years ago.
Well, he's always worn that. He's not gonna.
No, but it means something to me because he is what he is. Like he's just a good dude. And
no, he's a genuinely good guy. Yep.
Good dude. He played like shit last year.
Yeah,
and that's all it was. And he owned up to it in the McAfee interview. He's like, I struggled last year. He's like, I was pissed about it, and I took some time away, and now he said he feels like he's like rejuvenated.
Exactly.
So,
he would have been rejuvenated here if it wasn't for all the rumors with the new coaching staff, etc. Just knew. Like I think new would have rejuvenated him here too. But that's fine. That's water under the bridge. He is no longer here. And we move on, and we try to. Right. Rutgers moves on, beating Clemson 60-56. So, big win for the Rutgers program. Another double-digit seed moving on here in March Madness. Right now, Syracuse up against San State.
I'm about to switch this game.
Well, that zone is just tremendous. And then you got Nova up 43-39. And that's going to be a dogfight for them just because no Gillespie. So, anything they can win in that tournament is a win. But, yeah, like I was saying, the zone's killing them. But listen, it's just, it's our media is unfair. That's why I always tell people, listen, come tune in to A2D because I'll tell you the truth from the beginning, and we all did. And we all told you that we blew up a lot of his reports on how much bullshit, if you really read them, there was going on here. And Carson sort of said the same thing. I mean, he didn't get it. It wasn't like he was just going through his agent. He wasn't listening to anything. He got away. He got hunting, right? So, I mean, the man got away. So, it is what it is, and now we move on with the quarterback we have. Oh yeah, Jacob's right. If Frank isn't dumb, if Carson was a horrible DB, we would have never brought him in. Point blank, period. And that was my whole point. Okay,
just the Colts organization in general, like they don't attach themselves long term to shitty quarterbacks. Like they know what they're doing when it comes to quarterbacks. It's same thing with Green Bay. If Green Bay went out and got him, I would immediately know he's good because they don't just go out and like attach themselves to garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. And Jacob, that's a great point, brother, because everybody called Frank the smartest guy in the room forever, right? And then Dan Orlovsky, which was really cool, and these guys already know this story, but we put a post that I put him as a crumb of the day one day, right? Because I didn't like how it was like, well, the way Dan phrased it is like, well, he can't be successful without anybody but Frank, right? Like, and it was like a love affair. And I didn't like that, right, Jake? So I I was like, that, it's horseshit, dude. You're an NFL quarterback. Like, get over the love affair, right? You can't play for any other assistants. Grow up, Peter Pan. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. Dan's like, Tom, I am telling you that the dude feels like that dude just has like a what do you call it with him? Like just a feel like he trusts them more than any person he's ever trusted. And I'm like, more than Doug. And he's like, he wasn't going to be committal over that because I think he thinks he has he never said that, like, he never thought Doug and Carson's relationship was fractured. He never thought that. He thought he thought Carson and the organization was fractured. But the fact that he said that about Frank, and then the fact that he goes to Frank, and the fact that this fan base kept telling me how Frank was smarter than Doug and all this shit. Fine, think that if you want to, but he just went out and got him, right? Like Pete, like Jacob said, like Pete was saying, right? He just went out and got him. So how dumb is he? And I still think Doug Peterson is a better coach than Frank Reich because I'll say it a million times. He might not be a great X and O guy, but leader of men matter at this level. Resiliency matters at this level. Don't forget 2017, 18, and 19. This was the most resilient group of men that I've seen walk through this city in a long goddamn time. So just remember that, all you X and O nerds. Just remember that resiliency got us a Super Bowl. Resiliency did. 5 fucking captains gone. Resiliency won a Super Bowl, right? Next man up, great coaching. Play for the guy next to you. The same guy, Doug Peterson, who told us in 2017 after the draft that this team, during OTAs, that this team looked like his Packers teams. And everybody laughed. And I said, dude, that's a great thing to say about your players. All right, everybody laughed. We went on to win the Super Bowl. Okay? So I'm not saying he's Mr. X and O. But this same organization fired all his assistants. Every time he wanted to give one of his guys a come up, they said no and shut it down. Well, that's not good success, guys. Any head coach, right, because they're going to lose guys after they win. If you're not allowing them to use their guys and there's no trust, it shows you the dysfunction in this organization after a guy who was a winner. Right? The guy won football games here, and they want to give him an extension. They want to give him a seat at the table, guys. And now I'm supposed to agree to polls about Anthony Harris being a good move for the Philadelphia Eagles? Think about that. If you want to go full circle. Yeah, Anthony Harris is a good player. This organization is dysfunctional.
Bingo.
So that's why I'm star hunting. Because that's the only thing that's going to get me through it. Unless Nick Sirianni's the biggest fucking genius in the world. Which if he was, he would have hired his genius brother that he won't shut up about. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Then you should hire your brother. You're so smart. Unless he's a genius. I don't know. What overcomes the crap that we've witnessed here over the last X amount of years? What up top?
And that's the tough part, Tommy. I'm right there with you. That's the tough part. It's just they're in such shambles right now. And to be honest with you, I think it gets worse if Carson Wentz, say, theoretically has a really good year or a Pro Bowl caliber year compared to the shit year he had last year. I think that just makes Howie Roseman and this organization look that much worse, especially if Carson is successful.
I trust Chris Ballard, who's a top 5 GM in the NFL, over Howie Roseman any day of the week. And the fact that you can say what you want about the Frank Reich stuff. The fact that Chris Ballard went out and said, you know what, I'm going to give up assets, major assets, to go get this guy in my building. That tells me all I need to know about his view of Carson Wentz.
I mean, did they give up major assets though, Pete? I mean, they didn't really give up much.
I mean, if you're giving out like what is it, like a third and a first and a third for a quarterback with a fat contract, I consider. If you would say like the assets as opposed to major, I can understand.
Give up nothing. I mean,
he didn't give up anything.
Carson hurt this by having a bad year this year. Like if he just even had an average year, he's getting you 2 first back. Just an average year.
Yep.
The fact that listen, it's a disgrace. Like that's why I don't even pull the trigger this year. Right? If I really want him out the door, I make him play next year, and then I pull the damn trigger because I can only go up. I mean, goodness gracious! I mean, you just traded him for a third and maybe a first. So Chris Ballard, the opposite, Pete. He's a genius.
Yep.
And he did it because obviously Frank signed off on it too. I mean, it's jobs on the line. They need a quarterback there too. So some of it is the pressure of needing one, but how fitting it's the guy he coached to an MVP type season.
Yeah, it's not even.
It's going to be interesting to see how that works out, to say the least.
Well, I think what the Colts need to do, and I don't want to make this a Colts show by any means, but they definitely need to get another receiver and a couple more pieces just to. But their O-line's stacked. Their O-line
stacked. They have a top 10 defense. They have a top 12 to 15 or 10 to 15 head coach, top 5 GM, and they're a smartly run organization. Like
you don't understand what I would give up to get Quinn and Nelson in this building. You do not understand.
You guys understand how bad it was watching the Bills Colts game last year? During the last 3 minutes, and that offensive coordinator is now our head coach.
Yep.
So I just want everybody to remember, and I'm not saying I'm going to be out on Nick Sirianni, but that was the worst 2-minute drill with a veteran quarterback that I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yep.
And who's that on? I want to know. Like, I need to know, and I'm going to find out. Right? I'm going to find out real soon.
I'd wager it's on Rivers because he was pretty bad.
It's on the Pros Pro, Pete. It's on the Pros Pro. You're on the Pros Pro. The terrible play calls. Come on.
So I can hear Philip Rivers go, shucks.
Okay, John.
Darn.
Makes my point then.
Yeah.
Makes it even more. I thought Frank was a genius. That was just poor. I mean, I know Buffalo was a better football team, but
that was just a poor way to end it. No, I agree with you.
That team has been begging for a quarterback. Obviously, when luck goes on you, it's going to be hard, and that shows that we were talking about earlier, and what Pete was saying too. is it's hard to find them. It's hard to find them franchise guys. So
go look up Browns jerseys where they have like 40 different names.
Oh yeah, yep. That was a big joke. Yep.
Guys,
where it sucks so bad you need the freaking paper bags over your head. Like
20 plus years.
Quarterback is hard. When you got him, you got him, and when you don't, you're screwed 6 ways.
If anyone knows about that, it's Browns fans. Yep.
You know what, guys? I'm wearing it. You understand? I'm an Eagles bleed green my whole life. You understand? I always want to win. You guys getting all upset because I'm saying that I don't know what Nick Sirianni is. Like, how is that getting? Everybody get upset with me? Did I say he's gonna stink?
Like, we have no idea what he could be. Like, could he suck out loud? Of course. Like, could he be good? Yeah. But like, we have no way of knowing yes or no from right now. Like, if you're not a little bit nervous or cautious or worried about Nick Sirianni, I want the drugs you're on.
I'll tell you the only reason I might be not worried is because the only thing Jeffrey Lurie does well is hire head coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can sell me on right now. The rest I don't know. But like, I like the Doug Peterson hire when it happened. I don't know about that. I don't know. So I don't know one way or the other. Listen, I hope he's great. I don't know. I'm not going to crown him. I'm not crowning him or the opposite right now.
No.
So everybody calm down with me. Everybody gets all upset with Tom.
I don't understand why anyone would, because I feel like you're giving the right measures, you know what I mean? Because you like everyone else you have no idea of what to expect with this guy. So you're going in like half glass, half empty, you know what I mean?
Well, because the organization, not him.
And they're just a mess of an organization right now. So you know
what I said about Anthony Harris. I like Anthony Harris. I just
you just don't know where it's going.
Where are we going with it? Are we? I'll say it a million times. Are we trying to win, or are we going the opposite? And then in about 5-10, we'll get into some Sixers trade deadline discussion because that's right around the block next week.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, it is Fan Friday, so I know I'm not going to be on too late, but I know I'll probably give everybody another 45. But the lines are open, especially for you, Todd. You know that, baby. That's my guy.
Come on.
So yeah, guys, I'm giving them time. We're
I mean,
winning 5 games. Well, I mean, probably,
yeah.
I'm going to say, and it will not, guys. This is trip, but who is Jalen Hurts? I mean, that I can't say
that's the real question. Yep.
Yeah, who is he? Jake, you believe he can throw from the pocket enough?
Not consistently, no.
You think he can get better with that?
Oh, absolutely, he can. Okay. Sure, he can.
But we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know.
Pete?
I mean, he could magically turn into Russell Wilson, or he could just be Tim Tebow. Like, I literally have I'm so far on Jalen Hurts to where there are parts of his game that I really love, and there are parts of his game that make me want to punch my fist through a wall. But once again, he's played so little, I have no idea like how exactly to feel on him. Because if you get too like cheerleader with him, it's ridiculous. But if you're too down on him, you're just a hater. I just don't know what to feel on him one way or the other. Like, I need to see more.
I love who he is as a kid.
He's an amazing person. Like, he's a great leader.
I love his work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can it all translate to wins? Maybe it can. Like, I hope. Listen, I'm praying like everybody else out there that he can be that guy. Because right now, can't believe we just talked the Eagles that long too. Because right now, I just don't. Nobody
wants to talk about his swagger and everything, which is nice. But I'm like, I'm not basing a good football player off of swagger. If that's the case, Jalen Mills is an all-pro cornerback. Like, please stop with that.
He is a grinder, though. Riley is right.
Oh, he absolutely is. Yep.
He's a winner.
He's a hard worker.
He's a winner. I can't disagree with that, Philly 52. Now, can he throw from the pocket enough, and that can make him a true winner?
Right.
But I'm ready. I'm ready to go to war with him, boys, and see what we got. I believe in his toughness. I want to. Right. That's my glass half full on Eagles all day.
Mm-hmm.
Can he make enough plays in the pocket? We know he can make plays outside of it, which always helps your offense. Okay, that always helps your offense. But to be able to win postseason time, you got to throw from the pocket enough.
Right.
That's the key. 70% in college is great in the Big 12. Philly, It's 52. Can he do it next year?
Right, exactly.
Yep. 52%. That's not going to get it done anywhere. So can you make that jump, right? Like 52, can you go from 52 to, can you go to 60? Can you make that jump for me this year? I hope so. Because that's going to tell us. 54% next year, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work out, which I really hope it does, and I feel like me and Tom have been saying this for like a year since Jalen Hurts has been here. It's not the it's not the player that we hate. It's just where he was selected, right? Like
if he was picked in rounds 3 or 4, I feel I would be way more positive about Jalen Hurts, because if round 2, maybe I could have gotten like a receiver or Jeremy Chin or someone like that.
Mm-hmm. And my big thing is with Jalen Hurts,
he's one of my favorite college quarterbacks coming into that draft, and the thought of like getting him later, like in rounds 3 or 4, really excited me. But picking him where he did, my mouth was like hung open for at least an hour.
Yeah, like again, I love the kid. I love his personality. He's a hard worker. He won football games in college, and again, I have no issue with him being my franchise quarterback. It's just the question of, can he be a franchise quarterback?
100% what he is.
And he just has to learn to throw from the pocket, and that stuff can come in time, and he can learn to do that consistently on a consistent level, and that's fine. But I just need to see him take that next step this year.
Philly 52, name me the Ohio State quarterback who was good in the NFL, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, I have no – it doesn't matter.
Well, name it Obama.
Yeah, or a Bama quarterback. Yeah,
we're talking about Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's really a Bama guy, so I don't want to always say that. Maybe Fields can be the guy. I don't like Fields that much, but he's tough. But I'd rather have Hurts than Fields right now, because I don't have to pay Hurts first round money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we'll find out if Hurts is not the answer. Then, like Mark says, we go back there again. We'll know after 17 games.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the whole, front office will know plenty by then, maybe even before.
The proof will be in the pudding.
Yeah, and the question is if you're comfortable taking a quarterback at 1 the following year, which I don't know
if we didn't have Jalen Hurts, we'd probably still have Carson Wentz.
Would we though?
I mean, if we don't draft him in the second, we probably make different moves, and maybe he doesn't feel whatever he feels, and maybe things would have done differently. I mean, we have no idea of knowing, but I'd like to think he's probably still here, and things might have gone a little bit differently. But once again, I could be full of crap.
Yeah. Well, again, if Jalen Hurts struggles this year, and we start losing football games, and there's no improvement, then you better get comfortable with the idea of us drafting Caden Slovis next year at the number 1 pick. So,
yeah, and that could be it. Or we could win games, and Jalen Hurts can look great, and we don't have to worry about going back there for a while. That'd be great too. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to think he can't play. I want to be like, okay, that pick wasn't a waste.
Right. Yep.
Like I said, I never want to think these picks are waste until they really play. And then once you really play, then I'll determine if you can play at this level, right? Like Steve Jones, everybody told me he couldn't play, and then he showed resiliency at the end of 2 years ago, and that made me like him more. He showed me some fight, and some resiliency, right, and a response, right? So I need to see that at Jalen. Like if you struggle 1 week, okay, how do you come back out the next week, right? But I don't know that yet. So until I know that, I can't. I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I'm just going to say that all the toughness intangibles are there, all the leadership's there, the escapability's there.
Mm-hmm.
The arm strength, I think, is a little bit better than we give it credit for.
Right.
But it's the accuracy issues, and they can be cleaned up. Like you can be more accurate, especially like, dude, the game slows down from year 1 to year 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the game is going to slow down for him tremendously this year.
Yeah.
All right. And with a full off season. So if he's going to be able to play, we're going to find out. And Riley, we would love a Dory Jackson. We prefer Fuller, but if you got us Dory Jackson, I will not be mad.
No.
I will not be mad. So we got our first fan on Fan Friday, Todd. Todd's always fired up. I'm sure he's fired up now. He's gonna. My glass is gonna have no water left in it because he's gonna take it all out of there, which I probably don't disagree with.
Doing? How's everybody doing? Good.
Go ahead, Todd. That's right out the shower.
Let me start. No. I'm just sitting here.
Ty, are you pulling a room right now?
No, I got to get up for work at 5 a.m. So.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I'm a professional mover for a living. That's what I do.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to open it up with Carson Wentz first, just for a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm going to say is that obviously I'm a big Carson guy, and he's not an Eagle anymore. But I will say this. The benching I understood.
Mm-hmm.
But to Carson's defense, I think he should have got another opportunity to play quarterback the following game. I don't think he should have been benched for 4 games. And I can't blame him for probably having doubts of wanting to leave because of, for various reasons of how he was treated in terms of drafting a quarterback, which was a big no-no, and we had other needs to address.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did they do something like that with Donovan early, like towards the end of his run, where they benched him for 2 games? He came back and he started to look again. I thought it was during 08.
I absolutely agree. I think when he met, do you remember when he met with Aaron Rodgers at the end of the game?
Yeah.
I think that pretty much was the writing on the wall.
I completely agree with you, Todd. That told me everything I needed to know. That told me everything.
I think Aaron Rodgers more or less said to him, dude, you don't need it. You need to get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Yep.
Get out of here. You don't need this situation now. And I'm sure he took that
toxic,
very toxic information. And I'm sorry the way it all played out because I've never seen Carson look so happy and so comfortable. And he's eating and stuff. Like he doesn't
it looked like he was on cloud 9. It was really
it doesn't look like, for him. And I'm still going to be obviously a Carson Wentz fan. I'm an Eagles fan first, but I still want to see him do well.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a good dude. Like
he's
I can't hate on him. Like
he's a hard guy not to root for.
Exactly.
Because of everything that's happened in his career, and I only want to see him do well. But with that being said, I really don't know where we are headed come draft day because Howie is sending so many fucking mixed signals.
Mm-hmm.
The way it sounds to me is if they did make calls about Deshaun Jackson, and I truly believe they did reach out to Houston. And I think there is some belief to the fact that he would give up whatever he's going to give up to get Deshaun. The only thing I will say to that, to Deshaun Watson, who the fuck cares if we lose draft picks? Because that fucker can't draft anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Todd, for me, when it comes to Deshaun, like the draft picks or whatever. Let's just say we swap everything. We give him all the draft picks, right? And he's in the building. There's no difference between Deshaun Watson here and Deshaun Watson with the Texans. We're the same team.
Mm-hmm.
We have no picks, no future, and we're shit.
But he's a franchise quarterback who's 20, not even 26 years old.
Nope.
Okay, so the main thing is when you build a football team, you want to have your franchise quarterback. So if we have him for 1 year and they don't win this year, they got a lot of money under the cap the following year to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Sean. So if the opportunity is there, and let's just say he does want to come here, which we don't know if he does, I'm all over it because I want a franchise guy. Okay. And no offense, but I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. I'm not sold on Mr. Noodle Arm. I don't think he has I don't know what his upside is. Yeah, he could get better. I'm so iffy on this coach now.
Wait and see season, baby.
I am. I'm going to, and I know it's hard to sit and talk in front of the media, but Howie's not helping the situation at all. Because what he's telling me is, I think, honestly, if Fields is there, or if there's a guy there at 6, I think Howie's going to go take a quarterback. I really do.
Todd, there is no. I'll say this right now, so everyone knows this. There is not a blue chance in hell of us drafting Justin Fields. There is a better chance of us drafting Zach Wilson or Trey Lance than Justin Fields.
And just because you said that, Pete, We're taking a quarterback. Yep, I'm convinced we're taking a quarterback now. Yep.
I mean, I'm convinced that it's a possibility myself. So.
I think it's happening now.
The way he answered the questions to the media,
Yep,
by saying
on you, Ricky Bobby.
Address that situation, that's sending a terrible signal to Jalen Hurts by basically saying to him, "Oh, if we go draft a quarterback, I'm in the same situation Carson Wentz was all over again."
Yeah, but he has that like baller mentality where he's like, draft 6 of them, I'll still beat them all. That's Jalen Hurts' whole mentality.
Yeah, but if they draft a quarterback at 6, Jalen Hurts ain't starting. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's gonna tell you right up front. He's gonna tell Howie. He's be like, "Yeah, get me out of here. Get me the hell out of here."
You don't go up and draft a quarterback at 6 or move up to 4 or whatever it is, and then tell that guy that he's going to play. He's going to sit on the bench beside Hurts.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that guy's going to get the starting job. Now, I'm not saying I want to see that happen, but I have no faith in what Howie Roseman is doing right now. And if he goes and gets a quarterback, I don't know what to say because it's a complete – this whole organization right now, I've never been so not – I mean, I love the Eagles. I've been an Eagle fan my whole life, but I have never been so just confused and frustrated what we have to look forward to this year because it's the unknown. Because that we have so many negatives. I don't know what we're getting out of this head coach. I don't know what we're going to get out of Jalen Hurts. And then you have Howie Roseman, who's just done a horrible job drafting. So for us to all sit here and say, well, Howie's going to go get this guy and that guy that we want, we've been saying that for 5-6 years, and he still doesn't go get the guys we want.
Yeah.
So what makes you think he's going to go get the guy that you want come draft day?
If I'm magically supposed to trust Howie now, he's not going to draft. He's not going to draft anyone I want.
No, he's not. He may not go get a wide receiver.
Knowing Howie, he'll draft some long snapper from like Utah.
Doesn't have to. He doesn't necessarily have to go get a wide receiver.
No,
to get the guy we would want.
What if he goes and drafts an offensive lineman?
I mean, is his name Penei Sewell? Because then I don't hate it.
Right.
And the guy be an all pro for 12 years, and then I'll feel better about it. But I agree. I mean, I'm in the position of so much unknown on what we have moving forward. Like the only thing that is known is our owner has done a good job in hiring coaches in the past. Our GM is terrible at drafting. They're the knowns. Pretty good at free agency for the most part, but they're the knowns. Everything else, football-wise, is unknown. But there's still ways for me to feel like I can go into this season and compete. Like there's still ways that for us to do that. Like there's still ways.
No. I get it, but let me ask you this. How excited are you right now? Your enthusiasm from 1 to 10. What's your enthusiasm on Nick Sirianni right now from 1 to 10?
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, the head coach.
Out of 10?
What's your enthusiasm on him right now?
If we're going out of 10, I'll say like a 4 or a 3. Like he's just so like he can't really like point anything out about his personality just because he's so dry.
He loves football, which is really nice, and he's excitable at times. But I have no idea what I have in him.
He seems like a nice guy, but like he's just like so dry. But again, it doesn't mean he's not a good coach.
No,
but it's just like
Doug wasn't anything excitable when we first hired him. So who knows?
But do you think he is going to be able to lead 53 minutes?
I don't know this, but I'll say this: he's 38 years old.
That's what scares me.
Well, it can scare us or we can like it because he's 38. His whole coaching staff's young.
Right.
In a time where you want to cater maybe to the younger athletes, it could be a win.
Right.
Because of age. The fact that he's 38 and maybe he could be my head coach for 10 years, if not longer, could be a positive if he can coach, right? If you look at it like that way, trying to think of positives, right? You hope that he's got a good offensive mind he's coming in with, right? So these are like the glass half full stuff, right? Then you have your negatives. I have no clue who the fuck he is as a head coach.
Right.
No clue how he can lead men. Right. I have no clue how his in-game adjustments are going to be. I have no clue about any of that. So that's an unknown. So for me right now, and because of the roster, I'm at like a 2.
I agree.
Now, I have no problem saying after a couple weeks of seeing him coach, that can change. Just a couple of weeks can change that. So it's hard to get excited about him, just like it's hard to get excited about Anthony Harris signing or whatever else we do right now because there is so many unknowns. So it's like Nick Sirianni might be a great coach, but because of all the rest of the unknowns, it makes it even more unknown on him.
Right.
What direction are we going? Like, again, like restructuring all these guys and bringing in Anthony Harris. Like, are you trying to win football games?
Right.
Okay, then go win football games. Go give me Kyle Fuller. Go give me Jamar Chase at 6. Then, right? I mean, load up to try to go win football games.
That would be a retool. Then that wouldn't be a rebuild.
Todd, I don't believe anything they fucking say up on the podium. And when Jeffrey Lurie told me 2 to 5 years, he's a jerk off. He's a jerk off 2 to 5 years. You don't believe that, Jeffrey, because as soon as you get away from it, then you think you can win again because you're an asshole. You just want to set yourself up. If you don't win, then you can say, "Well, we told you." Right? So
my whole thing is,
if they believe in Jalen Hurts, they aren't going to sit on a fucking podium and tell me 2 to 5 years.
If they're so confident, and here's my thinking behind it. If they so are in love with Jalen Hurts, I don't even think they would be entertaining the idea right now of drafting a quarterback at number 6 or moving.
Yeah, but they could also be doing it to like.
I don't know about that.
Mess with people, so that way they would think maybe taking a quarterback.
How he answered that, and the way he was really stern about it, like I don't think he's sold on Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's the one that signed off on it yet. I think he was hoping Carson was going to stay. And with Nick Sirianni, it was the next best thing to Frank Reich.
Yep.
And it's all going to work out.
That's highly possible.
It's definitely possible for sure.
Carson basically said, "Fuck you. I don't care who the coach is. I want out."
Right.
Yeah, because if you're so like sold
right
on Jalen Hurts, like why wouldn't you just trade Carson Wentz and stay with him?
Exactly.
That's the thing that just keeps sticking out in the back of my head, and I can't stop thinking about it.
They went to get a coach from Frank Reich's tree.
Yep.
And they did that for one reason. That was to get Carson Wentz to get Carson Wentz to stay on board. And it backfired.
Yep.
So then they went and traded Carson Wentz to the guy who really helped Carson Wentz in his MVP season in 2017. Now, be careful what you wish for. And be careful what you trade, because this thing's got a way of, unfortunately, like I think the Eagles are going to be, I don't think they're going to win more than 4 or 5 games this year. And I'm being completely.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean.
And I think, honestly, that if Carson Wentz has the line he has and the weapons he has, and if he stays healthy and you know the way Frank Reich's going to use him, I wouldn't be shocked if he's comeback player of the year.
If the Eagles win more than 6 games, I would be immensely surprised.
That's what I
tell you right now. I think the Colts are going to make a deep run in the playoffs with Carson.
Here's the thing: if he's able to fix Carson and get him back to the way he was playing in 2017 or 19, because they got some nice weapons. They got a great line and a great defense.
What was the one thing we all screamed about here for Carson? Why don't we roll him out? Why don't we roll him out of the pocket?
Go off Baker Mayfield.
You bet your ass off Frank Reich's going to be rolling him out as much as he wants.
Todd, if you want to see the perfect system for Carson Wentz and how they should use him in Indianapolis, go rewatch the Browns of last year.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's perfect. I was screaming that all season. It'd be like, you want a coach that goes out and try and make your quarterback be put in the best situation? 100. Kevin Stefanski. That's that beautiful Ivy League education, baby.
Right. I'm going to switch.
I hate Penn, and I have to praise him.
I'm going to switch gears to the Sixers. We're getting close to the deadline, guys, and we haven't made a move yet. And I like the talent we have on this team, but I still feel that you still got to go make that move and get Kyle Lowry. I'm sorry, got to do it.
No,
because if it was 2 or 3 years ago, Todd, absolutely, I would absolutely make the move.
Then what about Zach LaVine?
I'm going to say this: he's not a winner.
Zach LaVine's okay, but I feel like you're gonna have to give up more
on
than
a shitty team.
Let me ask you this: you're heading into the playoffs with the roster you have. Okay. Okay, you're going against Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, and Blake Griffin, who's going to be fine because he's playing.
Is Kyrie healthy? Is KD healthy? Are they going to be able to play in those games?
They're all healthy, playing their game.
They're all healthy.
That's a big because they haven't been able to stay healthy.
Right, but I'm saying JoJo can only guard, and Ben can only pick one player to guard.
Right.
Yeah, but who on the net? I'll say this: who on the Nets is guarding Joel Embiid? Who is stopping him from getting 40, 15, and 6?
Who's stopping Durant? You tell me Ben Simmons is going to stop Kevin Durant? Because that's not.
No,
There's
he's not.
shot. Ben can play the best defense in the world, and Kevin Durant will just run circles around. Because
I'll worry about the Nets when I have to get to them. I'm not. Here's the worst thing that you can do, and I'm going to be honest with you about this. The worst thing you can do from building a football team is going out of your way to try and stop other guys. This happened with the Clippers last year. They were too worried about what the Lakers were doing and how they were going to go out, and they were stopping the Lakers, and they got fucked on national TV by a lesser basketball team. They overlooked the team that they were playing, and they got sent home.
But I feel like
I'm not worried about the Nets. I'm worried about how the best way to build my basketball team.
I do agree.
I don't need to win everything this year.
No.
There are other. You're going to have a 2, 3, 4 year window depending on how things work.
But I do agree with Anthony Gargano on 97.5. He makes a very valid point. If I can go get Oladipo from Indiana, I mean, you add him in the mix with Ben Simmons, with Embiid.
I'll take Oladipo. If
I would have no issue with that. I'm not going to kill my bench.
What are you giving up for Oladipo?
I don't know what they want. Like, here's the thing: if they want maybe a first round pick and like some expiring contract, sure, let's have a conversation.
If it's draft picks, I don't care. I don't care.
It's draft picks or whatever to me. But I'm not giving up like my youth of like Furkan, Thibault, Maxey, and whoever else.
Fur can go.
You're not giving up Furkan?
No, I'm saying that those guys as a whole. I'm saying because I need shooters. I still.
It's like a package. You're saying.
Yes. Because it's killed my youth.
It's
killed my youth, and I have no bench.
So JoJo, Tobias, and Ben are all untouchable, obviously.
Hot take: I think Thibault's untouchable at this point. I think he, unless I'm getting a blown. I feel this.
You wouldn't give up Thibault if it was to get you Oladipo.
No, because Oladipo is on an expiring contract.
Yeah, but you're going.
How old is Oladipo?
He's young, but like, if he says to me, if you trade for me, I'll sign a 3-year extension the second I get here. That's a different story.
What do you think?
I mean,
I don't want to kill my youth and my bench for a guy who might only be here 3 months.
Yeah, Thibault's not as untouchable for me as Maxey is.
Yeah.
Right now, because I don't know what Maxey is. And I want to give him time, but I'm not trying to go out of my way to trade Thibault.
If I get a deal that is just too good to be true, that's a different story. But like, I'm not just going to throw things away for guys who might not be here.
Well, do you think Corey's really going to sit pat?
No, I don't think they're going to sit pat. They're going to go out and they're going to look for players who can make them better, who they feel are affordable, or they're going to go out and get guys on the buyout market.
Milwaukee just got PJ Tucker.
I know they did, but they also gave up a lot for him. And remember, they gave up a fucking king's ransom for Drew Holiday, who's a expiring contract as well.
Yeah, but they'll probably resign Drew Holiday, I bet.
All right, with the Lowry, I can't do it.
So you don't want?
I can't do it for the age, and then I'm just trying to win this year, and that's it. Okay. I don't know if I can pull that one off.
So then if you bring him here, you got to sign him then. You got
but he's getting up there, man. Like
35. Like, what am I signing him to? And then how much?
It was not 35.
Lowry.
I'm talking about Oladipo.
Oladipo is only 28.
Yeah, he's 28 years old. Like
Oladipo is not a big of a deal, right? Like I was saying in terms of the first conversation, the Lowry.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not making that one. But Oladipo, depending on what you want, again, I'll probably have to give him Danny Green as expiring contract. I know people don't like to hear this one. That's really one guy I don't want to give up because he's a winner everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
I would rather go like this. See, like Eric Bledsoe, everywhere he goes, he becomes a crumb. I used to like Eric Bledsoe too. Will Barton, but why would they want to give him up? Riley, I mean, I would like Will Barton. This is the guy who is available.
I would love to get Lonzo.
Lonzo's available. I know people are going to say no to it, but the way
I would love to get Lonzo.
I would say
shooting 40% from 3 right now.
Man, completely changed his shot. He completely changed his game. He's phenomenal right now. I would love that. That's my dream guy. I would love to have Lonzo.
You guys,
what would you give up for him?
do you think
you'd have to give up a good amount? I would think.
Gonna like shoot the 3-pointer more, or do you think he should say who he is?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. If he wants to, what do you call it? And this was my critique with Ben. Oh God, even when I first started here, I think it was just I don't know. My thing is with Ben, he knows he's great, but I don't know if he wants to be that transcendent LeBron type of player to where he's been told his entire life that he's what do you call it? He's that player.
Right.
But I don't know if he wants to necessarily take his game to the next level and be like an all-time, possibly top 5 player.
I agree with Tom. All I'm looking for is an elbow shot at this point.
Oh, I'm right with you, Tom or Todd. And you saw it in his rookie year during summer league. We got a tease of it in summer league. If you remember his rookie year, he was
in his second year in the league. Brett Brown had him shooting from the elbow. I remember.
Yep.
I like the hook. I like the addition of the hook. I need more. I need more than that.
Yeah, but like, if Ben doesn't shoot like ever, then just continue to be aggressive. Because if he continues to be aggressive, you're getting 15, 20 points a night consistently.
Oh, you're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
But if he has a good jumper, he walks out of that. He walks out of that Milwaukee game with 20. Right?
No, it's not even a question.
Elbow jumper, right? Because then he's going to get to the rim easier. That's what everybody like forgets about it. Like I don't need the 3 ball. I just need you to show you can pull up, boom, pull up a couple times, and it's a game over. And everybody wants to sit out there and continue to fucking let it go and act like it doesn't matter. I call you crazy. I call you the biggest homer of all time. Anybody that doesn't want to talk about all the other things, I know the other things he does great. Okay, I don't need you to shoot the ball 10 times a game from the elbow.
Right.
Pull up once or twice.
Right.
Okay, once or twice a game. Make somebody come out and always put the hand up. And with your ability and your speed and your size, you're going to get easy buckets at the rim. I mean, it's 101 basketball.
And Tom, I agree with you because the biggest thing that concerns me is come playoff time, we know it becomes a half-court game. So they're going to bait Ben to shoot the ball from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Ted, he has taken his game in terms of Ted's comment. He has taken his game to the next level. I think his game's grown. There's no running from that. That's not my critique. That's not my issue. I will
keep taking it to the next level.
Yes, if I want a 12 to 15-foot jumper can take me to Broad Street every goddamn year. So that's what I'm signing up for. Everybody else can sign up to defend and continue to make it okay. No, I've been on his ass from day one, and I'm not going to run from it because I know he is literally a 15-foot jumper away from being maybe the best player in the league. I mean, dude, like listen, that 3 was so wet that I can't run from it. Like, you can't run from it as a player. That's too clean, honey. All right, that's too clean. So I'm not telling you to pull up 10 times from 3. I'm not telling you to pull up for 10 jumpers. I'm telling you to pull up for 3. 2. Make people just start respecting it. And then when you hit them, then guess what happens? Now closeouts come.
Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you get to the rim whenever the hell you want to. And guess where we're going? Billy, 2. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a Sirianni and Gannon pick, but I doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
See what happens.
Unstoppable, Ted, with a consistent jumper, and that's as simple as that. And so I don't know what, like I said, in that Milwaukee game, I'm not blaming him for the loss.
Right.
I'm just making the point, though. If you stretch your game out, them 11, 12, 14 attempts inside the paint, okay? You're getting more of them.
They don't lose that game if JoJo played anyway.
No.
Yeah, no.
They win that game.
Like I would like the jumper from him, but seeing him be more aggressive this year, seeing the free throws get better, seeing the baby hook, at least in its small variations, is a good sign. Like my hope, and obviously he can make me look like a dumbass because he does from time to time, that the offseason is Doc working with him and Sam Cassell working with him to try and force him to get that jump shot on. Obviously, I could be 100% wrong, but that's just my hope.
Ray, I know Ray down there. I know he's 24, Ray, and I know he'll get that jumper at some point in his career. Remember, when I'm critical, I'm not running guys out of town.
Nope.
No.
He's untradeable to me. So I've said that. I said that with Harden. I'm not trading him for Harden. People told me I was crazy. Whatever. Okay. I'll wait it out. So remember, there's criticism, and it's fair criticism, and it's trying to make you become a top 5 player in the league because I already have one.
Well, does
I already
Doc
have one. If I can have two top players in the league, we ain't talking about being scared of Katie and fucking Kyrie, and right? We ain't having that conversation on needing somebody else, right? If them two are top 5 players in the league, we don't need nobody else. Right? We don't need nobody else.
right? I mean, does Doc put a demand on him at some point that, look, man, I need you to start putting up some jumpers at some point?
I don't know if he puts a demand on it. I think they brought guys in there to help him feel confident. It's clear his confidence is showing right now because of how aggressive he is being. He could obviously be more aggressive. I think with more work with Sam Cassell and other guys,
right?
It could bring it out more in him because he's going to shoot close to 70% from the line this year, that's big for me. Like to see that. Like I think next year could be the jumper year. Like obviously we've been saying it the last few years, but I just feel like Doc has brought out some great stuff in him and other guys. So it could be
have too, Pete. I mean, Danny.
Oh yeah, that's also a great point of the veterans who have. Danny Green was actually talking about that today, to where he and the other coaches are holding guys accountable when it comes to defense.
True.
Or he's on him, and the other veterans like Dwight Howard are on guys if they feel they're slipping on deep.
Very true.
That's why I don't want Danny to go. People tell me he's slop, and I said, okay, it's more than that. It's sometimes more.
Who are they getting to replace him? That's my argument with people. It's like not only what he's on the court, it's what he's bringing off the court that's just as important.
Very important. That everybody wants to overlook. Chemistry.
He has that winner mentality. Everywhere he's gone, he's been a winner.
That's why I wanted that Milwaukee win, because I think people I would have hushed a lot of the public on the need to make moves. If we win that game, and that's where the evolution to Ben would have been helpful. But guess what? It is what it is, and we got a back-to-back starting tomorrow night. So hopefully we get back at it and beat two teams that we should beat, regardless if there's no Joe. Right? We have to before we head out west. So we have to beat the Kings at home, and then we go up to New York on a back-to-back. And it is what it is, and they're tough. We know that, but we got to go beat them two teams. And
well, I'm going to say this one last thing, and I think Morey's going to have to make some move at some point, because the way the team is constructed right now, they still need another piece. And I'm just being completely honest. If we plan on having any aspirations of winning an NBA title this year. Yeah,
but this is my thing, right? My aspirations were getting to an Eastern Conference final.
Right.
And then it's house money. Now, them expectations change. I get it as you're playing, right?
Right.
But we're tied first in the East.
Right.
We won't see the Nets to the Eastern Conference final. If we're two, we won't see them till the Eastern Conference final, and if we're one, we won't either. Right. So, like Pete's saying, I don't worry about the Nets right now. I can beat everybody else. So, can I continue to play as a team?
Nets lost, by the way,
and maybe beat them by being more team oriented and by having the MVP of the league. So, we assume it now. In a 7-game series, I think we beat the Nets in 7.
Right.
And with this roster as constructed, I think we beat them in 7. And that's just me believing that they have nobody to stop Embiid, and our defense will win us that series more so than our offense, because we'll get the scoring. Like we can compete with them scoring. We already broke this down on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
We can compete with them scoring even with low numbers, right? But we play better defense than them. So what always holds true in the playoffs? Like it's not like we're not talented. We got a ton of talent. So it's not like we're lacking scoring. Right? But what the end result's going to be, who wants to get more Pomsey? And I think we will be. And as constructed, that doesn't mean we don't need we won't add a buyout, right? Or like a little trade. But I mean, chemistry matters too. And we've been playing damn good basketball.
No, you're right. But I really don't. I know he made a big shot the other night, but I'm just not. I'm not high on Furkan Korkmaz. I'm really not. And
he is what he is. He's a guy who can give you 8 or 9 off the bench and shoot close to 40 from 3.
I would rather get somebody who's going to be able to give me more. If I can get him out, move him, I'm all for it.
He's a nice trade piece.
I would trade him. I would trade him now while you can, while his value's up, and try to see what you can get for him. Because I like I said, I don't think he's going to be effective what we need come playoff time.
I mean, we're gonna find out what this team needs in the next few weeks. So
we're definitely gonna find out what this team needs in the next couple of weeks. Listen, guys, I got to run. Thanks for having me on. Have a great night. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, brother.
You got it, man.
Talk to you soon.
Yep,
brother.
Yeah, I mean, I know people want to make deals, and I get it.
There's a move to be had. I'm all for it. I'm not throwing all my chips in, you know what I mean, when I don't exactly have to. Like I don't would it be awesome if we won the NBA championship this year, but I don't need to throw everything in just for this year. I feel there's a 3 or 4 year window to get stuff done.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Well, listen, that was a fun show. We don't have to go any longer. We went long enough. 2.5 hours. Freaking excited to get Sixers back. I feel like it's been forever. It's only been a couple days. So, he's at basketball. No Seth Curry. So other guys got to step up. So who ignores super chats? I don't ignore any super chats. I read every one. Maybe I missed this one, Philly, because we had guys coming on. Yeah, they do love Zimmer and they grab one of his players. I hope that Howie would listen to them. Maybe he can turn the corner on it. You know what I mean? And start to listen to other people besides himself, right? So, but no, we're never going to ignore super chats ever. We get to everything. We try to get to all everybody's comments and all. So we can't thank every one of you guys: Eagle Slayer, Marvin, Kayvon, Jeremiah, Mr. Charlton, Jesse, Playoff Rondo, John, Philly 52, Joey Trent, Robert California, Fly Eagles Fly, Riley, all you guys, man. Ted, Don was in the house earlier. Dr. Quack, that's a good one. Dr. Quack. Who else we got? We got tons of guys. Donovan, Marky Mark, if you're still here. So we can't thank all you guys, man. Tunsy is chiming in the night. Thanks, Jesse. Yes, Ted, we all want Adoree Jackson. We all do. Thanks, Ray. Got Ray's name too. Thought I may have said it. I don't know. I just read right up it. Awesome time, guys. For Pete Young, Jake Friel, who probably had to go pee, Tom Arnone, and the family out there. We love you. Turn your alerts on. Shows all day tomorrow. Shows all day, every day. I think I'm losing my voice too. We out.